بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
سيدنا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين. We recite Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening, with the intention that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to open our hearts, to be permeable, to receive the light and to receive the rain of His mercy, the love of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to open our minds to receive wisdom and to make us more permeable to beauty, more permeable to wisdom, more permeable to the secrets and the legacy of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to connect us, to continue to connect us to the presence, His presence, and the presence of His prophets, and the presence of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to continue to empower the legacy of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and our connection to that legacy. Ameen ya arhamar rahimin ya rabbil alameen. With this intention, and with that intention, and with the intention of mashallah, alhamdulillah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shades us in under the tree of His love and the love of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the intention of our teachers and all their intentions together, all the way back to the teacher of our teachers. We recite Surah Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alayhim ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Barakallahu feekum. Need this. Alhamdulillah. So can you read Sidi Mas'ud? Bismillah.
His anger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and his deep concern for Allah's command.
Naam.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would be angry for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pleased with what pleased Allah. No affair of this worldly life would ever make him angry, nor would he become angry for his own sake. Rather, he would only become angry for the sake of his Lord. The hadith of Hind bin Abi Hala, narrated by Imam Tirmidhi and others, includes this description of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam: the affairs of this worldly life would not make him angry, but if the truth was threatened, no one would recognize him, and nothing would quiet his anger until he had achieved justice. He would never become angry for his own sake, nor would he seek to avenge himself. If one looks into the things that caused the Prophet ﷺ to become angry, one will find that every single one of them was for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and for the sake of His command, and the ascendancy of His religion, and in the cause of the truth He established. One example of this is His sallallahu alaihi wasallam anger upon seeing a curtain decorated with illustrations of inanimate objects. Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim narrate that Aissa radiallahu anha said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to see me, and there was a curtain in the house decorated with pictures. His face filled with color, and he took down the curtain and tore it up. The Prophet ﷺ said, some of the most severely punished on the day of resurrection will be those who fashion such pictures as these. Another example of this is his ﷺ anger upon hearing any of the action that might frighten off a believer. Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim, and others narrate that Abu Mas'ud radiallahu anh said, a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, O Messenger of Allah, I delayed joining the dawn prayer because so-and-so, he makes the prayer too long for us. I never saw the Messenger of Allah ﷺ more angry in admonition than he was on that day. He ﷺ said, O people, some of you are a cause of alienation. Whichever of you leads the people in prayer, let him be light. For amongst them are the sick and the elderly and those who have needs. Another example of this is his sallallahu alaihi wasallam anger when he saw people spitting towards the front of the mosque. As Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim narrated in their Sahih collections, a Muslim must be vigilant in preserving the cleanliness and sanctity of mosques. And it is not permissible to throw rubbish in them or spit in them, as was mentioned in the section on the Prophet ﷺ enjoining the upkeep of the cleanliness of the mosque. Another example of this is his ﷺ anger at people overburdening and harassing others. Imam Bukhari in his Sahih and others narrated that Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu said, the Messenger of Allah made a call chamber for himself out of palm reeds or mats. He came out to pray there, and some men followed him and prayed with him. Another night they returned, and the Messenger of Allah ﷺ was late for them and did not come out to them. They raised their voices and they threw pebbles at the door. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ came out to them and in an angered state and said, you kept up your action until I thought it would be written against you. Pray in your houses, for the best of a person's prayer is that which is in his house, except for the obligatory prayers. Imam Hafiz al-Asqalani said in his Fath al-Bari, the apparent meaning is that his sallallahu alaihi wasallam anger was caused by their gathering without his instruction. They were not sufficed by the hint that he gave them by not coming out to them. Rather, they went too far by throwing pebbles at his door and following him. Or his anger was caused because he delayed coming out because of his concern for them, so that the prayer would not seem to be obligatory upon them, but they thought otherwise.
الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله. نويت التعلم والتعليم والنفع والانتفاع والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله، ونوينا أن نعمق في أنفسنا الوعي الذي نعي به الوحي, with the intention to learn and teach, the intention of bringing myself and my brothers and sisters closer to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the way of being and living and the art of living of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the intention of removing the misconceptions, clarifying misconceptions, and making things more clear and contextualize the teachings in order for us to be able to have a better picture of what actually happened, and in order for us also to get better access to the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or to the way of being and the way of doing and the way of acting and reacting of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so we may walk in its light. Ameen ya arhamar rahimin ya rabbil alameen. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
آمين. So يقول رضي الله عنه الإمام عبد الله سراج الدين كان يقول غضبه صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم لله تعالى وشدته لأمر الله تعالى, and that was translated his anger صلى الله عليه وسلم for the sake of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, and his deep concern for Allah's command. Anger in our culture today, could anger be positive ever? In our culture today, in the English language, I'm asking you, I'm not Anglophone, by naissance. So could anger have a positive meaning or connotation or connotation in the English language today? Do we have like an Anglophone person when he hears or when she hears the word anger, what comes to her mind and what comes to his mind? Because when we say ghadab in Arabic, it's neutral. Ghadab could be anger, the anger that we know, the bad, the negative anger, the impulsive anger. And ghadab could be simply the refuting and resisting something and manifesting his disapproval with something. Manifesting his disapproval with something. Or expressing his disapproval with something in a manifest way. That would be ghadab in Arabic. It could be also the anger that all of us know. So I want your input regarding this, and you have read books and literature, and just give me something that is not merely your opinion, but what you have, but what you know. Bismillah. Go ahead. You have the mic. Bismillah. Yeah. Can you finish that tea so the carpet doesn't drink any of it? Bismillah. Go ahead.
Bismillah. I guess the first hearing of anger would be that emotional response in a negative connotation, and associating to someone. If you were to say he is angry, it would be in a negative connotation, like a person's character is angry. But anger in a positive sense would be like anger towards an injustice. And often
and this is in English.
And this is in English, yeah. So anger towards an injustice, so if you were to say this leader is angry, this leader has shown anger because of this particular injustice, it could be.
And that would be positive.
Yeah.
Anyone else has something else to say?
I think that as a
Yeah, Bismillah. Now, and you are helping here, so I don't want your personal input. I want really something from dictionary, from literature that we have read from. Bismillah, because you are more exposed to that than me. Bismillah.
Bismillah. I don't know that in the English language that we look at it typically as a positive anger. I think it's always seen as coming from an emotional place. So even if we were to say, like, take somebody who's a really, really good person who gets angry about something, it's still an emotional response to it. I've never seen the word anger used in a neutral form, where somebody has anger for the sake of something
of justice. So what would that be? If we want to say that the judge, for example, the judge, when he saw that injustice, upon hearing the description of the abuse that a woman, for example, is going through, or a child is going through, upon hearing that description, what would be the word in English to describe the feeling and the action and the voice and of the judge, for example?
I think you'd probably say outraged. But anger, it always, like what Fatha was saying, it always has a negative connotation in the sense that the emotion is always stemming from an unhappy place. It's always in the opposite of, you can never have happy anger. So in that sense, it can never be positive. But what Stefan's trying to say, I think, is that there can be anger for positive reasons, an anger that stems from love, which is not necessarily the opposite of unhappiness. So if somebody I love is crossing the street and texting and not looking and almost gets hit by a car, I can be angry and tell them, don't do that. I'm angry, I'm unhappy. But it's stemming from a place of love and care. It's the same kind of idea if there's an injustice and you're angry on behalf of somebody else, but it's still rooted in an unhappy.
Great, I understand. So this is philosophy. What I'm talking about, I'm really, again, from a linguistic language, just give me what the language says. Just open a dictionary, and is there any place in the English dictionary where anger could be this? Again, that feeling. I will give you again. So this feeling that you have. So seeing someone hurting himself, seeing someone selling himself or herself short, seeing a wonderful girl, 16-year-old girl, beautiful, having all the opportunities to be really well educated, to be really, you know, and seeing her selling her body on the street. The feeling that will come. Or a judge sitting on his chair, and then someone will come to him and tell him, describing, witnessing, and they have facts, and the way a criminal abused his victim and dismembered his victim after killing her, or something like that, or something like that, or someone really causing, or for example, your feeling when you heard about this ugly injustice that one of the judges who doesn't have any justice, that feeling when all of you said, how could they do that to that family, for example. And this sometimes stupid organizations thinking that they are helping. Most of the case they are not, and they became like cults, and they are government organizations, unfortunately. And that's something that I call every single conscious human being to resist the abuse of power that these societies like DPG in Montreal or Children Aid Society here, it's abuse of power that they are having. They are dismembering families. They don't have any sense, and we see it clearly. They're not coming from a place of really caring for the human being. They have to understand that themselves, and they have to change their approach, for sure. So for example, when you see that, we know this family, for example, our friend, with her daughter and her boy, and we saw them thriving, happy. There is nothing. How could that be a case of Children Aid Society? And then you hear that a judge came and then placed the two kids in different houses, and the mother is crying, the daughter is crying, the boy is crying, no one, and they don't have even the right to talk to each other. And whoa, how could this happen in Canada, the 21st century, have a human rights charter? So how do you describe this? Me talking like this. What is this?
It's outrage.
This is outrage, but rage is for...
You can have controlled outrage.
Feeling of repulse. Feeling of repulse. What else? Bismillah, go ahead, please. Anything, bring it. And those who are watching online, if they're lucky to be watching online, please bring in your contribution. If you are Anglophone, even if you are Francophone and you know the word in French, bring it in. Bismillah.
I think there's a difference. So in English, anger represents a quick reacting, impulsive emotion.
Indeed.
That typically comes on quickly and happens as a result that is something that has personally happened to you, which results in anger. So if I were to assault Noor, I would never do that. But for example, or to insult her, she would be angry. She would have an emotional response of rage or anger because of something that I've done to her. But in terms of what you're talking about, I would say passionate disapproval.
Passionate disapproval, okay.
So passion can be used when you're passionate about an issue and you disapprove of something. Doesn't necessarily mean anger, but you have a strong reaction. But you don't
to make a point.
Right, but you don't have necessarily a personal investment in that emotion. So for the judge, for example, if the criminal was to insult him or to insult the court, the judge may become angry and as a result put him in contempt.
Yeah.
But he may feel passionate or disapproving or disdain about the situation at hand, but he's not holding any emotion or any kind of
No, it involves
reaction.
emotions, and are emotions always negative? That will be my second question. So let us, Bismillah, go ahead.
I don't know in English, but in French,
Yes.
that is colère.
Oui.
And colère is not automatically negative thing.
Okay.
Colère is negative when you cannot direct it correctly. You know, when you are totally insane, totally with your anger. But if with your anger you make something positive with it, and you know, it's funny because I'm always working with this.
As a psychologist.
Yeah, today I was with a 17 years old.
Are you a psychiatrist or psychologist?
Psychiatrist.
As a psychiatrist.
And he was so angry of what's happening to him and and really he had to be angry. But with this anger, he's hurting himself, hurting other people, etc. And we were discussing about what we can do with anger that can be
good
positive.
and positive.
And we were discussing about, you know, the fact that anger, that la colère, you know, for me, Gandhi, who is the most pacifist,
Indeed.
was
Absolutely.
en colère.
Absolutely.
And because he was en colère about the position of the Indians, he had been able to save a country. And it was about la colère. It wasn't about, when I'm looking, I didn't knew outrage, but when I look about the answer, it's not that.
It's not used that way. So the way
Okay.
that it's written there, it's not used. If you ever see the word outraged, it's typically going to be about something social.
Okay.
So if you see the word outrageous in Sifan,
I understand you, but that's the culture of the modern activism. They get outraged and they go there. So we don't want also to encourage that. Let us use something before the 20th century. Yes, Bismillah. Yeah. Because outrage is rage. We know what's rage. It's actually like rabies. La rage. Go ahead.
This is a translation of Aristotle.
Yes, go ahead.
Who says, Aristotle said, the person who is angry at the right things and toward the right people, and also in the right way at the right time and for the right length of time, is morally praiseworthy.
Say it again.
The person who is angry.
Write it down. Aristotle says, the person who is angry
at the right things.
At the right things.
And toward the right people.
And toward the right people.
And also in the right way.
And also in the right way.
At the right time.
At the right time.
And for the right length of time.
And for the right length of time.
Is morally praiseworthy.
Is morally praiseworthy. Huh? This is, you understand? Say it again. The person who gets angry.
At the right.
Listen and take note of this is really beautiful. The person who gets angry at the right
things.
At the right things.
And toward the right people.
And toward the right people.
And also in the right way.
In the right way.
At the right time.
At the right time.
And for the right length of time.
For the right length of time.
Is morally praiseworthy.
Is morally praiseworthy. So he gave you 5 conditions. First of all, get angry at the right things. That was number 1. Because the majority of people, they get angry at the wrong things. People, they get angry at the wrong things. And in education, they tell you, you should never confuse children. You get angry at the wrong things. They insult their brother and you, oh, that's cool, that's cute. He gives a slap to his father and it's cute. And then he breaks a dish out of maladresse, miskin, yani something. Just he was walking and he tripped. And then he broke the dish just because you are attached to that dish, you get angry or outraged or whatever. That's getting angry at the right thing, number 1. At the right people. Towards the right people. Toward the right people. So directing the anger, channeling the anger toward the right people. Don't get angry toward innocent people. Get angry toward people who really deserve and also, I would say, would benefit from that anger. Otherwise, why would I invest myself, invest that power that God has given me. It is an emotional power. It is an emotional power within us. So we'll keep the word anger for now, and after that I'm going to change it. Okay, I'm going to stick with the dictionary for now, and after that I will tell you what happens, because even in Arabic today, they do not use the word ghadab anymore. They felt the need to change it. So you will never find in the description of Shaykh Salih al-Ja'afari, for example, or description of Shaykh Ahmed Rifa'a, for example, that he was angry at that thing. You say, we found him in Jalal. He became in Jalal because of that. So they changed the vocabulary. They felt the need to change the vocabulary. Why? Because even though in the beginning, and I suppose it is the same thing even in English, in the beginning there was, the two meanings were there. It could be if you are angry at the right thing, the right time, for the right length of time, towards the right people, and then it is morally praiseworthy. Otherwise it is morally blameworthy. Right? In the beginning it used to be like that, but not anymore now. Even in Arabic, not anymore now. And that happens in languages. That happens in languages. Some words, etymology, and we have to be careful with that. So the word daraba in Quran cannot come to what you understand of daraba today and just go and put it there. It's not the same at all. It's not the same at all. Ghadiba as well, it's not the same at all. So we have to understand. We have to understand, otherwise we can actually get confused even in Aqidah. Because ghadab is one of the attributes of God. And we say the wrath of God, etc. We have to balance. It doesn't mean that our ancestors were wrong, but that word had a connotation. Now it doesn't have it anymore. We see that. Some words in the beginning of the century, they were just neutral. Now they are very mean if you say that to someone. Some words in France, they are good. In Quebec, they are very, very insulting, and vice versa. And this is like, subhanAllah, it's relative language. We know that. So even Arab people, they felt the need to change the terminology at some point to avoid confusion. So even in English, I will suggest something after you finish this. But what Aristotle is telling us, and this is a prophetic teaching, that غضب إذا غضبت, when you get angry, when you get emotional. Yes, it is getting emotional, by the way, just to go back to that point. We're not talking about anger totally dissociated from emotions. No, it's not impulsive, but the emotion is there. The emotion is a power. No, they're not faking it. The face gets red and frowning, and the voice, there is a tone in the voice that changes, and you don't want to be near them. You don't really want to mess up in front of them, and they become like roaring like lions. And this is not negative. It's power. And having that mood in front of us could be very helpful. And people who never got exposed to that won't be well educated. We need that. It's resolve. You learn resolve from it. Passionate disapproval. You learn from that how to stand firm against injustice, how to never let go of the right of weak people, etc., etc. So, and people who are inspiring and leaders, they have that. I mean, my God, just go and listen to Nelson Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi or even or Malcolm X, or you'll find something really. And people, they get so empowered by that. It's not something that would crush people. It will actually empower people. It's not something that will disempower people. Yeah.
What I,
Yeah.
who I met 3 times.
Yeah.
And he came the first time, you know, with the hallucinations and suicidal ideas and things like that. But he wasn't sick. It was just fake.
Naam.
And because of his anger, etc. And that makes me angry. And that makes me angry. And he have a follow-up for 1 year. And I discussed with his psychiatrist and his psychologist, and everyone was saying, yes, but what can we do? And you know, we are so impuissant, I don't know, powerless, and etc. etc. And so I saw him the first time. I took time, huh? And it was n'importe quoi, a mass, maybe.
Yeah, a
n'importe
mass.
quoi. And the second time I saw him, and I said to him, you know, I don't have time for that. And I was very angry, and I say, this is what it is, this is what it is, this is what it is, and I don't want to hear that, and I don't want to hear that, and this is what it is, and this is what it is. You know, it just in half an hour, tac, 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 tac. And he was like this, and I quit, and I came back the next day, and everything was okay.
Yeah, it helped
no
him.
suicidal ideas anymore,
No,
hallucinations anymore, and I saw him with
Stop
his
your
father.
drama, that's it.
You know, I saw him with his father, and I was saying, yo, yes, and I say, yes, it's about, you know, victimization, it's about, and we cannot let someone of 17 years old doing this. And yes, we have a responsibility for the kids. They are young as adults, and you know, and I was angry, and I'm often angry in my work, but I always say it. I say it to my patient, and guess what? It works. And I think that's what every time it works. And people say to me, but how it works? I don't know. It's about my anger. They know I don't want that, and I don't want them dying. I don't want them the destruction. And in that anger, there's a bond. And I think everyone is sensible at the bond, and that make you empower.
There is a bond, yeah, if you are expressing it, and if you are getting angry for the right things and towards the right people, you are actually empowering these right people and nurturing them through that. Nurturing through anger. And that's an art. That's an art, to nurture someone through anger. And it is actually empowering them. When you direct it, when it is for the right things, as Aristotle said, in the right time, towards the right people, and for the right length of time. You cannot be angry like for the rest of your life. You saw, Rasulullah ﷺ taught us, he said, it should never go beyond 40 days. If you are a teacher, if you are a brother, and you are not a mentor, you have 3 days maximum. Now, if you are in a position of a teacher, you could forsake your brothers for 40 days maximum. After that, you have to come back. Some people after that extended it. They said 4 months. And that's the maximum. Very rarely, Jews, they say 40 years because they have the 40 years in the desert. But that's only God and with Jews. Khalas, it's done. It's over. 40 years is too much. It kills. But it allows the generation to... we keep that for God. We keep that for God. But for us, educating someone, you could, if you are a brother, could just forsake his brother for 3 days. After 3 days, you are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا يحل. You are not allowed to do it for more than 3 days. But we can get really, and said, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to talk to you anymore if you keep doing this. 3 days. If you are a mentor, or a father, or a sheikh, etc., they said you are allowed to go for 40 days. But towards the right people. I mean, getting angry towards someone you know that he will never be able to take it, he will crash. Why would you? It has to be towards the right people. So it is to nurture. Otherwise, it will be an overkill. It will be an overkill. And in mentorship, in the art of mentorship, you have to know, are they going to take it from you? Are they going to understand? Are they going to learn by it? Otherwise, why would you? Why would you if you know that the person in front of you will never get it? Actually, he will get demoralized. He will despair. He will quit. He will answer back. He's not equipped, or she's not equipped. There is no enough trust between you. Huh? So the doctor was saying about the bond. So there is a bond that is required first, and then there is a bond that will be nurtured through that. You have to make sure that there is enough trust between you and the person you are expressing your anger in front of them, or letting out that strength, manifesting that power, that jalal, that lie inside of you in front of them. There must be enough trust, otherwise maybe they will get frightened and they will never come back to you. It's not only about being true and being honest and being genuine. You get to be wise. You get in mentorship, you get to be wise. So towards the right people, and you have to do it with people who will take it. Why would I get angry at someone I know he will never take it? And that's why when we mentioned this many times, Rasulullah ﷺ would deal with different people in different ways, and in different times, in different ways, in different stages of life. I would accept from a child that I will never accept from a man. I will accept from a new student what I will stop talking to a senior student if he thinks about it, not only does it. وهكذا, absolutely. And this is part. So again, the 5 pillars of spiritual activism, and that would be the scientific definition that I will give to anger. I know you cannot use it all the time, but it is a spiritual activism. That's the definition of anger, and that's the thing. It is a spiritual activism. It is the spirit coming to action. And I will add to what Aristotle is saying, from the right place. Go ahead, Bismillah. Go ahead, Bismillah.
Maybe it's also because with that anger, there is responsibility for the people who we have. We're just not angry and say what we have to say and we go. Because I'm angry, I'm there for you. If it's activism, spiritual activism, I'm saying what I'm saying, but I'm here.
Concern.
Yes, I'm concerned.
And it has to be out of concern.
And I won't let you down.
Absolutely.
I'm angry because we are going
I'm going to protect you.
That's it.
And that's the verse in the Quran describing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his inheritance and his legacy. لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ. The first thing, حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ. First of all, عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. And that's the spiritual activism. عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ. And that's actually the anger. It saddens him. It hurts him. It pains him. It makes him angry in the positive way. It moves him to come and to step out of his comfort zone, to come and lift you up. What are you doing? To see his people in self-inflicting pain and hardship. I gave you the solution. I have taught you everything. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, ghadab. And that's the images. How could you do this? You have received guidance. أَلَمْ يَعِدْكُمْ رَبُّكُمْ وَعْدًا حَسَنًا. Didn't your Lord promise you good things? Didn't your Lord show you His enough love, enough compassion? Your Lord has given you everything. He saved you, miracles after miracles, honored you. How could you go down after all of that? It's out of pain. out of concern, and it's not giving up after that. أخذ برأس أخيه يجره إليه. How could you do them? How could you leave them? How could you let them fall? How could you allow them to sell themselves short like that? That's the ghadab. Coming out of place of حريص عليكم. عزيز عليه ما عنتم. It hurts him, it pains him. He suffers more than you to see you self-inflicting or self-inflicting yourselves. To see you hurting yourselves like that. حريص عليكم. He has so much deep concern for you. And also, he is رؤوف رحيم. بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. And for those who actually trust him, they won't see Jalal, they will see his Ra'fa and Rahmah in that. And if you come to trust him in that state, you will actually get to see what is behind the veil. You will only see love. He is coming from a loving, caring place. He's coming from Rahmah and Ra'fa. It's not coming from hatred, or it's not coming from a place of hatred, or coming from a place of arrogance. It's coming from a place of Ra'fa and Rahmah. So those who are outside, they will see concern and izzah. And if you get enough trust and come inside, you will see Ra'fa and Rahmah. You will actually get to see the love, out of love, the true love. And that's spiritual activism. We invited Shaykh Hamdi to speak, and I made the thing and invited. I did not want to teach her what to teach, and then after that I spoke to her. Told her, usually when I teach, I get the title and I go for they trained us to always look for the antonym. The antonym, and that's how we build our rhetoric. That's how we build. Just take the word and the antonym, and that's why you will get your 50-50 and grand un, grand deux. That's as a lawyer, as a dissertation juridique, it has to be always French, the French typical dissertation juridique, how to say, legal essay. It has to be like that. 1, 2, and you have to look to the antonym. What is the opposite of that institution, and see what to. So, legal argument. So spiritual activism, and then, okay, what would be the opposite of spiritual activism? Worldly lethargy. So that's worldly lethargy. So spiritual passivism. Passivism, lethargy in the name of spirituality. And we know that case very well, and we have, mashallah, our brothers and sisters in the Muslim Brotherhood movement. They did great job showing us the ugliness and the disempowerment and the dangers of spiritual passivism and lethargy, and to the point that they allow themselves to associate this whole school of tasawwuf with social lethargy, and and they started painting a picture of Sufis as they're spiritual lethargic. They have their beads and they are in their corner, and they are not really interested in the pain of the ummah, to alleviate it, or to they are not interested in the cause of our time in order to go and change it. They are not really. They are just in their corners and making dhikr, and then looking for some lights here and there, and looking for some sweetness of hal, looking to get high, sort of speaking while doing dhikr. Is this wrong? This is not wrong. 90% of so-called Sufis are like this, with all respect and consideration. And we have to listen to people who come from outside in order to understand where to not go to. When I hear what Salafis and Ikhwanis and say against Sufis, I learned from them more than what I have learned from my own Shaykh. Because I learned from them what I should never become. Because they will point to the danger that you, absolutely. So people are criticizing us. Sunnah Collective is a cult, it's a cult, it's a cult. Okay. I learned from them how to work, how to prevent this beautiful crowd from becoming a cult. I read, what's cult? For the first time in my life, I went to read. Oh, what cult? What is dynamic? Oh, and I could see, clearly, I could see how it could become a cult. Easily, because the human being is always attracted to extremism. Because extremism is the easy way. The right or the left, it's easy. Human beings are ready. The ego is ready to prostrate to another human being. The ego is ready to give up everything, to give the body, to give the honor to another human being. By the ego. The ego is not like always, I'm against you, no. There is egotistical effacement also. A small charisma effacing itself and prostrating to a bigger charisma. And don't want to hear about that. We saw it. People would give up their money. Whoa. They will give up their honor, everything. They will sell themselves. They will shave their head. They will. Akbar. You read the Quran. Cult. What leads this a human being to do that? Is it faith? No, it's not faith. Ego. Is it led by the Spirit? No, it's not led by the Spirit. What then? The ego. That same ego that makes other people say no. Yes, the same ego. No or yes. Actually, it's very relative. No or yes. That's not the point from where it is coming. Who is speaking? Who is saying no? And who is saying yes? Is it the ego or the Spirit? If the Spirit is speaking, absolutely. It's a good yes and it's a good no. If the ego is speaking, it is a bad yes and it is a bad no. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us. You have to go and see from where it is coming. For example, for the nafs, for the ego, he said, even if the ego gives you the best description of the fact, even if the ego gets the most eloquent, gives you the most eloquent description of the injustice, and it is true. He said, لا تأخذ منها, لا يؤخذ منها. Don't take anything from the ego. Don't buy anything. Don't accept anything from your ego, even if it gives you the best. It's accurate. Your ego comes to you and tells you that person is hitting that person. You tell him, no, you're lying. Oh. It's true, though. No, it is true, but كلمة حق أريد بها باطل. As Imam Ali alayhi salam teaches us, كلمة حق أريد بها باطل. How many of كلام حق, right statements, misused as argument for batil, for arrogance, for injustice. كلمة حق. Best interest of the children should be the leader. Yes, كلمة حق. They will bring that and they will just start things, and you are not. You're really serving the best interest of the children. How could that be the best interest of the children? I mean, if the parent does that to his child, they will come and take the child from them. But because you are a children aid society thing, you are allowed to do that. They punish children severely. They punish children in a way like, whoa, no mercy. I mean, imagine if a father or mother tells her daughter, you are not allowed to see your little brother for 2 weeks. I'm forbidding you from talking to your brother. I bet you will find them on newspapers. These parents are so cruel, these parents are so bad, these parents are so uneducated. But the children in society, they are allowed to do it. You know, this is stupid. This is really something. You know. For example, if it is coming from the right place, so what Aristotle tells you again?
The person who is angry at things and
At the right things.
right
Yes.
and toward the right people.
Towards the right people.
And also
In the right way.
at the right time,
At the right time.
for the right length of time.
And for the right length of time. And I would say from the right place. Because it can't be right if it is not from the right place. So these 5 rights, you can summarize them in one right, which is the right place. If a person is getting angry from his spirit or her spirit, then it is praiseworthy. And then it is a spiritual activism. Otherwise, it is egotistical activism, and you do not want to hear about it. You do not want to get engaged in it. Egotistical activism and versus spiritual activism. The mobile is different. And the mount and the leader is different. And the endeavor is different, and the result is different necessarily. Between egotistical activism, the ego gets angry, but the fact is the same. So we have the same fact, the same fact, let us say. Same fact, Israeli occupation of the Holy Land. A fact. History. We don't find 2 historians diverging about this point that there has been abuse. Even Jewish kids are learning that in their school today. In some good schools, some private schools in Israel are teaching their kids that we started with abuse, but now it's too late. We have to, we are here now. Okay, but we started with abuse. Yes, we removed people from we sent people out of their homes. In whose name? In God's name? Who could allow you to do that? That's injustice. The spirit will tell you that's injustice. The ego will tell you that's injustice. The ego and the spirit will read the same fact. Read the same fact. The mobile is different though. Le mobile, it's not mobile. Le mobile dans la criminologie, dans the thing that pushes you, the motivation. Le mobile pour, the trigger, the motor also. The drive, the motor, the drive, the trigger is different. So the ego will get upset for its own. How could you do that to me? How could you do that to my sister? How could you do that to my brother? The spirit will tell you, how could you go that low? How could you go that low? How dare you doing something like that? So it is towards the right people. So it's not only, it's towards, not against. It's not only because you did that to my brother, but it is anger at the human condition in general. Why do the humans do that to each other? How could you do that? You are my brother and he's my brother. How could you do that to him? How could you? How dare you? How could you go that low as a human being? You see the difference? You understand the difference between our wars today and the jihad of the Prophet ﷺ yesterday? Because his jihad was a spiritual activism, stemming out of love, care, concern for both, for the people he's fighting for and the people he's fighting against. And that's the spiritual activism. Now we said le mobile or the trigger or the drive is different also. The way will be necessarily different. Because egotistical activism won't care at all about the well-being of the enemy. If I can crush him, if I can smash him, if I can burn him alive, I will. It's vindictive. Huh? The spiritual activism, the way is different. It's led by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, إن تكونوا تألمون فإنهم يألمون كما تألمون ويرجون من الله ما لا ترجون. If you are suffering, don't forget that they are suffering also. If you are losing wives and husbands and children, they are going through the same thing, so go for peace. وإن جنحوا في السلم فاجنح لها. That's why peace should be your first choice, because it's better for the human condition in general. Subhanallah. So spiritual, the way will be different. If I find a boy, I won't kill him just because they killed my child. No, I will still have in mind that he is a human being, she's a human being, and that child is innocent, that civilian is innocent, that woman is innocent, but egotistical activism, I will be angry, the drive will be hatred, it will be vindictive, anything related to them, I can use bombs, that's egotistical activism. I can use airplanes, bombs. Bombing can never be good. Can never be good. That's terrorism. Terrorism means to bomb people from above. That's terrorism. Absolutely. It can never be ethical. Using airplanes to bomb people from above can never, you understand? Never, ever. We need Muslims to step out today. We need Muslims to come bravely say, no. Never. It can never be. It can never be. It's evil 100%. Same as dynamics and all of that. How could that be ethical? How could that be ethical? You are burning. I mean, if the fire, which is less than that and more controllable than that, was forbidden by the Prophet ﷺ as a weapon, how could bombs be accepted under any circumstance? Why would you just smash people from above like that and terrorize people? Why would you? No. They are using it. Okay, khalas. If it is not ethical, it's not ethical. We are not going to involve in that anymore. No. Let it be. Khalas. Inna Allah yudafi an alladhina amanu. We have a scope. We have limits. We do things. We defend ourselves with tongue, with action, as long as the frame is. But if I have to lie, I have to dishonor myself, I have to rape or terrorize or no, I will no. That's not ethical. That can never be Islamic. We'll never come closer to that. We'll never come close to that. Never. I mean, this was the position of our ancestors. And that's why Amir Abdul Qadir stopped. He said, oh. It's not because, it's just for the Kalashnikov. And it's not the Kalashnikov of today. It was the one that could really more than one. So because the first one it was, you have to, one at each time. You have to break it, put one. Yeah? Now they discovered the one you put 10 and you could do tuck. When he saw that, he said, never. More than 10. And now it is more than 10. But he stopped at 10. When he saw 10, he said, no. This is not ethical. You understand? Yeah. Africans were even more brave than Amir Abdul Qadir. They stopped at one. tribes of Africa. They disappeared from the existence, but they went as awliya to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us not forget that. They stopped at one. When they saw that, never. They came with their spears and trying to show that we are angry, we are not allowed to come to our land and misuse it. Like it's not our land, to the land. The African activism. The African never believed that this land is ours. This is the land, but you are not allowed to do that to the land. Africans at the beginning, they were okay. They saw these people, white people coming, okay, welcome, what are you doing? But then when they saw them killing and cutting trees like that and putting railways and, oh, whoa, whoa, you're not allowed to do that to the sacred temple. This is our mother nature, etc. So they came and with their masks and with their things and they find these civilized Europeans nations complete disappeared in one night, morning. Who was the loser? These Europeans are the losers. Those Europeans were the losers. Those people, they died as martyrs. Don't tell me, oh, had they learned how to answer back with weapons, they wouldn't have perished. Do you think so? No. They are still perishing. No. It's not the answer. So people today say, no, if you don't get the nuclear bomb, they will. Okay, you have the nuclear bomb, Mrs. Pakistan. Are you doing anything with it? You will get crushed. And you are getting crushed. You are getting crushed with your nuclear bomb, with whatever chemical weapons. If they want to crush you, they will crush you. You are still behind. You will be always behind. That's not a competition. And God will never help you in that competition because it's not godly, it's not ethical. Point à la ligne. You want God to help you and empower you, go in the right competition. Makarim al-akhlaq. Let us compete on ethics. Let us become the leaders on ethics. And listen, God is there. Why do we want to forget that God is there? Having our back? Again, egotistical activism, it comes from the place that God is not there. That we have to do it on our own, and it's a panic thing. I have to make sure to do everything. But spiritual activism comes, God is there. God is having my back. I will do whatever I can do, whatever I am allowed to do, ethically speaking, morally speaking. I will leave the rest for God. The best example for spiritual activism is Sayyidina Abdul Muttalib radiallahu anhu alayhi salam, the grandfather of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I cannot deal with this. Oh, you are coming, bragging, boasting with your elephant and fire burning. Oh, no. We are Arabs, we are Hashemites, and all what we can do. Come, can you send? He came, and Abdul Muttalib said, "This is my sword. Give me one of your." He said, "Do you know how Arab people do our warfare?" He said, "How?" He said, "Give me one of your heroes, and one of our heroes will come, and we'll give one chance. If you don't want to stop, give us another hero, and we'll send you another hero, and khalas. And if our heroes are defeated and your heroes win, Bismillah, it's yours. Do whatever you want. And champions, duel, combat, and will be your prisoners. And otherwise, subhanallah, that's how it is. This is the Jahiliyyah. This is the Jahiliyyah before the Sufyaniyya, because the Jahiliyyah was ethical until the Sufyaniyya started. The Sufyaniyya is a pre-Jahili movement that continued after that. The Jahiliyyah, yes, they brought idols and they brought many things, yet God was so patient with them because they still had morals. You know, God cares more about the mu'amalat than the ibadat. Subhanallah. It's not the tawheed that made God send the prophet. Always, never. Read the Quran. It was never because, the tawheed is lost. We always find that the tawheed was lost, but when the morals and ethics are disturbed, then the prophet comes. The tawheed was lost since the time of Amr ibn Luhay. He brought the idols, and why didn't God send the Prophet at that moment? Huh? Because morals were still celebrated. The virtues of the Abrahamic virtues, the Abrahamic morals were still celebrated. And you won't find people crushing other people. Justice, social justice was still there, and people were brave. And we read that actually about the Jahili people. They will feed the poor then. Until the pre-Muhammadan time, 40 years, came what we call, what I'm giving the name of Sufyaniyya. But it's actually started before Abu Sufyan. But Abu Sufyan was the best example of it. Opportunism. More than that, or Al-Asiyya, Al-As bin Wa'il al-Sahmi, the twin of Abu Sufyan. You have Abu Sufyan and Al-As. These are the archetype of the Jahili corruption. And they are the biggest enemies of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Al-Asiyya, actually not only they disrespecting the moral thing, but actually becoming proud of it. So Al-As bin Wa'il al-Sahmi will come to the market. I cheated on that man. I took his money, and he will never be able to pay. He will never be able to sue me. I'm protected. I made him like, you see, using the law and corruption. And that was new. That never happened in the Arab society before then. People were, whoa, how could you? Even if you do something haram, you should go and hide. Huh? You understand? So when people started not only disrespecting the virtues, the Abrahamic virtues, but actually bragging about it, then the Prophet came. Tawheed was lost at Qawm Lut long time ago. And the sin of private homosexuality was there. And God did not send the Prophet for that. But when it became the norm, and more than that, worse than the homosexuality itself, it became really forcing people into it. And تقطعون طريق, they were تقطعون السبيل. تقطعون السبيل? No. What is it? نعم. So they will just go, caravans will be traveling, they will stop them and they will rape them. Man will rape man. That's the thing. That's the sin of Qawm Lut. It's not just people having, no. You have to understand. So they were really, when it reached there, now we are sending a prophet. Tawheed was lost in the Pharaohic time, long time before Musa came. Since the time of Akhenaton, who was king when Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam came. Then Tawheed was lost. Since the Hyksos took back the power and the people from the south came and they become the new generation of pharaohs. The pharaohs of Sudan, and then the pharaohs from Egypt. The pharaohs of Sudan, they were the good ones, and after that the pharaohs of Egypt were the bad ones. I'm not talking about, it's not to start something between Egyptians and Sudanese, but that's historically speaking. So since the time of Khalas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not send any prophet. And justice was there. But when it became normalized, injustice has been there in the Muslim world. But when it became in the name of God, and when it will become normalized, then Al-Mahdi will come. You understand? He قال ليملأها سماحة وعدلا أو رحمة وعدلا بعد أن ملئت جورا وظلما. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he spoke about Imam Mahdi, said he will, or Sayyidina Aissa in some narrations, he will come to fill the earth with justice and beauty of character after it got filled, really filled with injustice and corruption. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. And look, even in our Sharia, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, I will forgive you if you don't pray, if you don't fast, if you don't go to Hajj. that's between you and me, but if you backbite someone, you will never, even if you come with all your hajj, with all your fasting, with all your praying, with qiyam layl, with all of that, jibal, go and ask him to forgive you. If that person tells, I won't forgive you until you give me everything you have, you will have to, khalas. He will get all of that because you backbited that person once and he's not ready to forgive you for that. Can you? Mu'amalat are more important than ibadat in our sharia. In fiqh al-ibadat, we can work with hadith da'if. In fiqh al-mu'amalat, never. In fiqh al-ibadat, praying, fasting, etc., we can work with the hadith that is less authentic. But in mu'amalat, never. Normally. But sometimes they feel like obliged to, like in talaq, etc., to use some, to fill in the gap. But some fuqaha, they said, we use the ijtihad better than using the hadith da'if. Especially if it is qabih al-dha'f or shadid al-dha'f. Subhanallah. Ajib. So even the level of authenticity that is required for the mu'amalat, for the what we call that in law, transactions, civil transactions, social contracts, business or marriage, or the level of authenticity is required is higher than the level of authenticity required for ibadat. And some people, they come today and they will tell you tawheed is the first thing, or salat is the first thing after mu'amalat. After mu'amalat. After mu'amalat. After fairness and equity. Indeed. That's number one. After that comes the tawheed. After that comes the ibadat. Some people say, as long as I believe that God is one, I could go and do any crime and God will forgive me, because says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَغْفِرُ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَنْ يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ. He said, مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ. Because abusing people is فَوْقَ ذَلِكَ. Listen very well. Listen very well. There is this verse. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive someone if he dies mushrik, associating some entity to God. But he will forgive anything less than that. He did not say anything, he said anything less than that to anyone he wills. Some people understand this hadith that khalas, shirk is worse, and anything, even raping a woman, even backbiting a person, even taking the right of the money of an orphan, even abusing someone. The verse says maduna dhalika. He said less than that, because abusing a human being, a creation, not a human being, is more dangerous than associating someone to God. It's fawqa dhalika. It's above that. I'm not bringing this like, this is not a revolution. This is what our ancestors not only taught, but they lived by that. They lived by that. They lived by that. You wouldn't want to go in front of God with the right of a human being. One single human being. Even a cat. You know the hadith. They taught us that hadith when we were young. You know? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was a woman, a prostitute, who went to Jannah. Oh, wait a minute. Mistake? No. A prostitute went to Jannah. Why? Because she gave a thirsty dog to drink. And the pious woman, pious and bias. If you are pious and bias, I'm sorry for you. A pious, biased woman, sorry? Biaisé. If a pious, biased woman, She prays, fasts, etc. But she went to the fire because she punished the cat. She gave a cat a death sentence. She allowed herself to give the cat a death sentence because she ate her food or the food of her children. She left the cat in a room until that cat died. Hell. Hell, 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 hell. I won't worship a God if he doesn't put a person like that in the hell. Absolutely. It's not because I love cats, it's not because I'm biased, but absolutely. How could you do that? Even to the worst of human beings. How could you do that? Let alone cat. Subhanallah. Huh? Ajib. You understand? We have in the hadith. The other hadith. هدم الكعبة حجرا حجرا. هدم الكعبة, like destroying the Kaaba. حجرا حجرا. It's not only destroying it, actually taking joy in destroying it, just taking it stone by stone, one after the other. Huh? أهون, less dangerous in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than breaking the heart of a believer. Actually, than breaking the heart of someone who doesn't want to break your heart, basically. Al-mu'amman, al-mu'min here with the large meaning of mu'min, the one who's not at war with you. Why would you break his heart or her heart? Even if they are not believers. Even if they are not believers. Why would you break the heart of someone, take their child, in whose name? For what reason? Who gives you that right? Or taking their home just because they don't believe in God? Who are you? Injustice is injustice. And yes, the ibadah of the human being is to raise justice and to work for justice, absolutely. But it has to be spiritual activism, not egotistical activism. Again, the ego will act out of anger, out of frustration, out of also in an impulsive way, outraged, also because it's my daughter, it's my house, or it's my brother's, it's tribal. The ego is tribal, cannot be universal. The consciousness, la conscience de l'ego est toujours partielle et tribale. Elle ne peut jamais être universelle. The consciousness of the ego is always tribal. And look at Muslims today, and you can tell me what kind of activism that Muslims are trying to do today. Whenever a mosque is people praying in the mosque get killed, they are How about these poor Jewish people? What are your articles? What are your what are your demonstrations? Only fake things just to make sure that we are good? What is your true anger? What are your true tears? What is your genuine pain? Why should that pain you less than what happened in Quebec? Actually, less people died in Quebec than, or the same number. 6 or less. In Quebec 3, let us say 6, same number. Why should the accident, the massacre that happened even got some Muslims, oh, alhamdulillah, it's not us. Seriously? 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 How about those who died in a moment of peace, in a temple that they built? Imagine us. Here someone comes, it's the same. And listen, their temple, they call it the tree of life. We have the same symbol. Just they were intelligent enough to call their temple tree of life. That tells you what kind of human beings are they. Just tell me what is your symbol. I will tell you who you are. Right? Now, a wedding. 3 ceremonies were going on. A wedding. A baptism. Bringing their child to the priest to bless him and just, listen. Oh, they are doing, listen, listen, listen. Human beings left their homes at peace, in peace, not expecting anything like that. They went to the house of Lord, of God, whose name is peace, to celebrate. Wedding, naissance, birth, and faith. And what they get is that. That doesn't make you outraged, Mr. Muslim. That doesn't make you really. I'm not talking about these official letters sending, oh, asma, je ne sais pas quoi, MC, or all our organizations today are like companies, like car things, abbreviations. How could you have an association with that name? Seriously. Can you learn from these people? Their organization is called the Tree of Life. How could you have an organization with the name Abracadabra? ABCD. Okay, imagine we'll call our organization ABCD Collective. Seriously. You cannot find. Why? Letter from this. Real Muslims, we get to be smarter. You want to speak to people, right? What is spiritual activism? It is actually responding. It is to build a healthy personality that responds to the call of the divine and responds to the need of its time. That responds and responds, like we saw it in the khutbah 2 weeks ago. Building a healthy personality that responds to the call of the divine and responds to the need of its time. That's spiritual activism. So again, the spirit can never be tribal. The spirit is acting from a place of global consciousness and universal peace. Global consciousness and universal peace. Not only my peace, not Pax Romana. No. It's not Pax Romana or Pax Islamica or Pax Juda or Pax. No. It's Pax universal. Universal peace. ادخلوا في السلم كافة. Universal peace. The spirit will fight for that universal peace, not for my peace. And let you be pieces. No. I will turn you into pieces in order for myself to find peace. It's sad that human beings think like that. You will never find peace in that way. You will never find peace in that way. You will never find peace in that way. Peace is universal or cannot be. Consciousness is global or cannot be. From that place of global consciousness and universal peace, you can lead and take your armies and forge your armies in that frame and in that mindset or fire, or what they call it in the oven. Then you can forge true army. They will lead things. Otherwise they otherwise no. You understand? Spiritual activism, egotistical activism, imra'atul aziz. What I see my right, I will do whatever it takes to get it. And if you don't give it to me, I will torture you to the end of my life. Spiritual activism, Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam. The endeavor, we said, is different. And the end is different. And the manifestation will be different. Egotistical activism, when those people win, what they will do? They will turn their enemies into prisoners, drive them away, massacre them. Spiritual activism, when you win, you will tell your enemies, اذهبوا فأنتم طلقاء. Go, you are my brothers and sisters, just go free. Spiritual activism, manifestation of the victory will be different. Because we know absolutely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is able, and one day it will happen. That, for example, Muslims will get the Holy Land again, will get power. And Jews will be subjected to their power, to a Muslim government. It will happen one day, absolutely it will happen one day. Read history, it's always like that. But what kind of Muslims? Do we want these kind of Muslims who will just start massacring Jews in the streets? And go, you'll find the Jew hiding behind a stone or behind a tree, go and kill him? And expecting the tree and the stone also to speak? Some people, they recite that blasphemy, attributing it to the Prophet ﷺ, thinking that's how things will be. It's stupid. Or, as we saw the Prophet ﷺ dealing himself, go, you're free. No, stay in your homes. Yes, that house used to be the house of my ancestor. Khalas now, just stay there. Rasulullah ﷺ, did he go and take back his house? He built a tent next to the grave of his wife, Khadija. Couldn't he? People that brought the key of his house said, no. The people who bought it, they bought it with their money, right? Yes. Oh, but we can go and, no. Legal things and go and investigations and putting money into that. He said, Rasulullah ﷺ, if you want to be like me, please don't. And some of his companions, they said, let us go and take our homes. Actually, we can retrace, retrace the contracts and go back and to the first one who actually took the house without paying anything, and he will be paying the one, and etc. Please, could you leave it? Could you leave it in the name of God? For the sake of God. Just accept it as a trial, and alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and God has given. And and Rasulullah ﷺ told them, didn't God give you better than that? Did He not give you better than that? The company of Allah and His Prophet, khalas. Why would you still fight for a house? And done. Let us live now. Spiritual activism is never vindictive. Spiritual activism has wide concern for everyone. It's global, it's universal. That's spiritual activism. And that would be my translation for anger, for prophetic anger, or resistance. Emotions are not always negative. Absolutely, you have to have. Emotions are power, but you direct them in this direction or in that direction. Sorry for the long introduction about this, because this is very important. People today, they understand this in a way that, the Prophet ﷺ, the way the mind, they read it in the text, even though the text, even with the bad translation, you still can get wisdom from the text. But the problem that people, they have another translator in their mind. And the way they read this, the Prophet ﷺ wouldn't get angry for material things, but when the religion is involved, he gets so angry. Where is the word religion there? Who spoke the religion? They said God. There is difference between God and the religion. You know that? There's difference. When we say for God's sake, people today, again, when we say spiritual today, people, they think, what is the other antonym of spiritual? So you told me spiritual activism versus spiritual pacifism, and we got that, and that's not what I'm looking for. But there is, khalas, let us keep activism there and find the antonym for spiritual. The first antonym that will come, antonym that will come to the mind of people is secular. Spiritual versus secular. Ask any person today, tell him, spiritual, give me the antonym of spiritual, they will give you secular. And that's the mindset of Muslims today. They think that for secular things, the Prophet ﷺ wouldn't get angry, but for spiritual things, he will get angry. Who tells you that? So the problem that majority of Muslims today, they read for God's sake, they read that religious affairs. In religious matters, that's for God's sake. No! And non-religious matters, that's not for God's sake. No, 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 no. Who tells you that? That dichotomy never happened. Huh? We don't have that dichotomy, spiritual, material in Islam. Never. Anything could be spiritual. Anything. Business? Oh yes. Banking? Oh yes. Anything. There is nothing that... SubhanAllah. So even warfare, if it is done as Aristotle told you, in the right time, for the right length of time, with the right people, with the right mobile, with the right ethics and the right things, towards the right people, it will be actually praiseworthy. No, no, we don't have that dichotomy. But what is the antonym of spiritual? Egotistical. 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 That's the antonym for spiritual. That's the true antonym for spiritual. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So for God's sake, it means from the spirit. Because only the spirit could work for God's sake. The ego can never be for God's sake. Never, 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 never. Even if he tells you everything that looks like. Even if they bring the same arguments. We have spirit, Mr. Spirit, and Mrs. Ego. Or the opposite. Okay, let us have both of them Misters. Okay? Or both of them Mrs. So we have... Monsieur Esprit, Madame Âme. Non, 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 non. Non, Monsieur Ego. Non. Monsieur Lego et Monsieur Trudeau. Okay, True, Dos, Trudos, and Lego that we have in Quebec. So, spiritual activism versus egotistical activism. No, no, forget about that. Okay, the ego versus the spirit. Mr. Spirit and Mr. Ego. They get angry at the same thing. They have the same fact. But you have to listen to one and tell the other, لا يؤخذ منها, I'm not going to listen to you. Just talk, I'm not going to listen to you. It's not about the fact. That's secondary. From where it is coming, the description. Who is describing that fact? Who is telling me the news? The Prophet ﷺ would listen to news from people he knows, they care about him. And when some people, they come just to make fitna. They come and tell him, you know, the Quraysh are preparing this and getting this. Please, just go home. I'm not going, I don't want to listen to you. Because he knows that they are coming just to, they are saying some truth, it's true, it's a fact, it's real, but their mobile, their motor, their drive is to sow discord and fitna. I won't listen to truth from anyone. I will only listen to truth from truthful. And the ego is a liar. I will never listen to the truth coming from a mouth of a liar. Never take the truth from the mouth of the liar. Never take the truth from the mouth of a liar. Never. Ego is always liar. Shaitan is always liar. Never take the truth from the mouth of a liar. Never, 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 never. Yes, it is true, I need to take it from the mouth of truthful one first. It's not, mafhum. It's very, very important. So this is the problem that the majority of Muslims today, they think that, oh, for God's sake, it means religious affairs. So for religion things, you can get angry and passionate and but for For dunya things, no, that's not. For God's sake means from your spirit. The godly entity in you. And not for God's sake means from ego, the anti-God within you. You know, the Christ has an antichrist. May Allah protect us from his fitna. Musa has an anti-Musa. Who's the anti-Musa? Fir'aun. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has an anti-Muhammad. Who is the anti-Muhammad? No, Shaitan. God has an anti-God. Who's the anti-God? Ego. Ego. That's the only thing that there is to be an anti-God. It's like the small sand wanting to hide the sand. It's close to your eye, convincing you that only it exists and God is not. Think about it. So we read then that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells you. So when he sallallahu alaihi wasallam was injured personally, he would forgive. If it is only for him personally, just for his, as a person, not as an institution of prophethood, as a person, as a human being, he would forgive. He would forgive things that no one else would forgive. And pardon. But when the sanctity, they say, of any part of Allah's religion was violated, he would avenge Allah's cause. Even with this translation, if we don't put more words into it, if we don't translate it with our paradigm, with a good paradigm, even this bad translation could serve you. So what would be the sanctity of a part of Allah's religion? The honor of any human being disrespected. Number one. After that, the honor of any place of worship being disrespected. It comes after that. Then he would avenge Allah's cause. Avenge. He would, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, respond. He would say he would respond. In the name of God, for Allah's cause. When his noble face was cleaved on the day of Uhud, he forgave, saying, "O Allah, guide my people, for they know not." Yet when they kept him from praying on the day of the ditch, he did not pardon. Rather, he ﷺ said, "May Allah fill their houses and their graves with fire, for they have kept us from the middle prayer until the sun has set." 473, narrated by Bukhari and Muslim in their Sahih collections. Indeed. But how could we understand that? It's not the end. It's not the end. Yes, narrated, but that's the riwayah. Okay. How about the dirayah? So it is telling you, again, there is this dichotomy. Even our shuyukh, and the best of the shuyukh who are born into the century, especially who listen to the rhetoric of nationalism, you always could take their understanding and re-examine it again. You can see this dichotomy here. Personal and the prayer. No. Is it about the prayer? Was it really about missing the prayer of Asr? That the Prophet ﷺ got so upset to the point that he said, "Oh Allah, fill their houses and their graves with fire." For they have kept us from the middle prayer until the sun has set. Seriously? Why didn't he say, "Oh my God, forgive them," because they do not know? And what did he mean by that? So, Bismillah, yallah, go ahead. I know, got tired? Should I stop? Let me know. But how do we understand it? So the hadith is sahih. So it is a fact, okay? I'm not going into that game of discrediting a hadith ضعيف, let alone a hadith sahih. For me, I'm ready to work with anything. Even a billboard on the street, I can take wisdom, draw wisdom from it. So I'm not going into that game of refuting the hadith because I misunderstand it, etc. No, no, no. Khalas, the riwayah is done. It's a postula. We are getting it. You understand? We are accepting it. It's a fact. It is a fact. The Prophet ﷺ, fighting against these people, missed the Salat of Asr. His companions heard him saying, "My Lord, fill their houses and graves with fire, for they have kept us away from the middle prayer until the sun has set." Let us say we have nothing to say about we have nothing to say about the authenticity of this hadith. How are you going to digest it? Swallow it, then tell me how are you going to digest it. Bismillah. Let us see if we learned a few things in this class. Bismillah. Yes, imagination is always there. Absolutely, absolutely, imagination is the most important thing. Bismillah, go ahead.
For the first part,
yes.
It's not about the prayer, but it's about that on purpose you want to stop someone
from praying.
His connection with his God.
Yeah.
No?
So the first part, and this is a fact. So the mushrikeen actually, they did it on purpose, and we have actually a fact. We have the big hadith telling us that the mushrikeen, they said, because in the Jahiliyyah ethical standard, war should stop at Asr time. Yarhamukumullah. And war should never start before sunrise. So Jahiliyyah, standard. It's a standard. They would they start with the sunrise. They will never surprise their enemy. These are the Abrahamic morals, ethics. I mean, the best war ethics that we have today, warfare ethics that we have today are not like that. Never at night, never at night, never from behind, never with fire, never before letting your enemy know and giving them enough time to get their swords and to get ready. Never without the drums. But you could surprise them. It means you get at their borders and you start playing your drums. You can go silent all the way just to give them, and then you surprise them. Like, this doesn't mean surprising them like we see in the movies. They are sleeping, and you go and boom, put fire in the tents. And the children screaming. Say, no. Never like that. That was not the plan, for example, of Rasulullah ﷺ when he wanted to surprise the people of Mecca. We saw when he surprised them, he stopped at the border, he put the liwa, and he told them, "I'm here." I'm giving you time. And also I'm coming peacefully. My intention is not to fight. Surrender. It's better for you. And that's something else. You understand? So, and also, never, we said before, giving the enemy, say Sayyidina Ali, he would, when actually, more than that. So the ethical, more than that. If you are on your horse and you want to fight someone who is walking, the Jahili hero would kill the horse and jump down. Or will set the horse free and jump down. Never from above to someone who is under. Now, if the sword of the enemy is broken, or if the enemy drops his sword out of the Ali Hashemite chivalry, this is not Jahiliyyah, because there is the Jahiliyyah, which is already virtual. The Hashemiyah is even more virtuous. Like, whoa. You want chivalry? You want to read about Ali? Ali will tell you, if your enemy, after everything, falling down. He fell down and khalas. And if his awra, if his clothes, if his awra gets exposed, huh? Or if he falls down from his horse like in a humiliated way, leave him alone and go. Allow him, give him a chance to. Subhanallah, it's ajib. It's ajib. And he would say with pride, I will never kill someone down. Unless he's like, I will never do that. Or a child or someone who is not equal to me with strength, in strength, never. على كل حال. So, Layla Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What did you talk about this? What did I bring the example
We were
of?
talking about the hadiths, you know.
Yes, I understand, but what? Huh? Okay, the Jahiliyyah ethics, they will stop the war at Asr. And they will restart tomorrow. But that day, Abu Sufyan, and we read in the Hadith Sahih, Abu Sufyan, he told them, listen, you want really to torture them? They have a prayer more beloved to them than their children. Let them miss it. That will really torture them. They knew they won't go. They won't be able to overcome them. Let them. We are not going to win, but let them miss their prayer to torture them. Yarhamukumullah. It was about that. So those people were doing it willingly. Still, go ahead.
For the second part,
yes,
for me is about maghfirah. Because maybe it's better to have fire in their own houses and their own graves than the other fire.
Which is a good understanding. It is better to have fire in your house and in your grave, because we know in our aqidah that trials in the dunya and the trials in the grave, in the intermediary stage, are mahattat tathir, are purification stations, and that's much better than the fire of al-akhirah. Decent, good, go ahead.
I thought about it in the sense that in the way we keep talking about fire amongst ourselves, like from the retreats and stuff like that.
The flame.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And that, that God puts, that they need fire in their hearts and their graves because they're very cold.
Because their hearts are graves. God fill their graves with heart, and their houses. Fill their graves with fire, and fill their hearts with fire because they are so cold. Give them the fire of faith. Why couldn't that be the understanding? If Hamdi bin Aissa, this mediocre human being, when he jokes with Ahmed Abu Bakr, tells him, may you get burned. Meaning that, or telling him, I'm coming to your house and listen, I'm setting fire in your house. Meaning, and everyone in Sanad Collective, with the mediocrity of everything, we all understand that this mediocre Hamdi is meaning that I'm coming to pray in your house, to put some faith in your house, to come and Why wouldn't that be the case with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Oh no, that's far-fetched, Shaykh Hamdi. Why? Why far-fetched? Why? We have lived with Sufi shuyukh and we've lived, and that's their language. Why do you want me to believe that the Prophet ﷺ was flat? Why? If myself, in my mediocrity, I master the language of symbols, even during my anger. And when I talk to my brother, I will destroy you. if you do that the next time, do I mean I will destroy him? I will destroy your ego. Huh? Right? And we know the connotation of the qabr. What is the qabr? What is the grave? The hearts of some human beings are graves. Because dead. And the minds of human beings are graves because they have no consciousness. Why do you want me to believe? Why do you want to stop me from believing that that could be the intention of Rasulullah ﷺ when he prayed like that? Actually, is that a possibility in the language? Okay. Is it possible in the language? Why selling us short? Seriously, please, take a break. It's not because the first time you are listening to it. For how many years did you study, mister? Seriously. We have heard this from shuyukh. Could you give us the credit that we are at least same? Okay, is it possible? Listen, is it possible? Linguistically speaking, is it possible? Yes. Yes. I gave you. What is your proof? I am the proof. In my mediocrity, 1500 years after the Prophet ﷺ, I use symbols and I still come to my friend and telling him, I'm coming to your house, I'm burning your house tonight. I'm sending a missile above your house tonight. Meaning I'm going to pray for you tonight. I'm going to shake you. Actually, I'm called the Shaykh, to shake. I'm going to massacre you. If the language, even English people today, they could mean positive things when I'm going to massacre you. Huh? Or massacre you. Huh? I will massacre you. Or you'll be massacred tonight. Meaning that. Then is it possible? Okay, you have to. You have no choice. You have to tell me it is possible. Possible. Linguistically speaking, the dictionary allows it. The Arabic culture allows it. It is possible. Now I'm going another step, further step. What would be more befitting of the maqam of nubuwah? My understanding or yours? Please don't answer. Think about it, let it sink. If my understanding is possible, and your understanding is possible, your understanding is that the Prophet ﷺ actually got so hurt because he missed his beloved Asr time prayer, though we know that he slept over one day, and he missed his most beloved Fajr prayer and did not get that angry. He was so cool about it. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Khalas, let us move. This is not a good place for you to make wudu. Let us find a place where to have water. And when they found water, khalas, now drink and make wudu. He gave them 1 hour to do all of that. And after that, he prayed the Jama'ah. 10 a.m. they prayed Fajr. Cool. Why would he get so angry, so upset about this one? Oh, because Asr is Salat al-Wusta. Give me your proof. He said wal Fajr and he said wal Asr. Give me your proof that al Asr is more beloved than the Fajr. Okay. We know that for a fact he missed Salat al Asr. He slept. He missed Salat al Asr. He did not get that angry. Why would he? Why would a religious person get angry, so angry? I slept today, subhanAllah. I woke up at 1:24. And then, oh my God. And then just imagine people here. I said, no stress, no panic, there is a mechanic. And the mechanic called Ahmed Bakr. Now you're calling me. He said, Ahmed Bakr, you should have called before, not 1:24. Okay, Sidi, I thought you were always late. Okay, I'm sorry. I built that identity. Okay, just, do you have someone to make the khutbah? Could you say, okay, said Stefan there. Okay, don't panic. There is a mechanic. Let him. Bismillah. Took my shower and things, dressed white. Why would I dress black? Alhamdulillah, what was the problem? Seriously, what is the problem? Am I less godly because I missed Jumu'ah today? Oh, she feel punished because you did something so wrong last night. That interfaith thing, you should never do it. He came, or she, maybe he's trans, I don't know. Shaitan, what is the gender of shaitan? He or she or it or whatever. Whatever. It, he, she, came and tried to tell me, read between the lines. I told him, no, I don't want. I want to be dumb here. I was just tired, mister. That's it. I'm allowed to be tired. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just go. Fly. Bismillah. I have no time for you to blame and guilt and you know what? Just go there. What have I missed? Nothing. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Talking, I'm talking. I have another opportunity to talk. What else? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You know what? Take it easy. Take it easy. Why do you think that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is it really that? No. Yes, because that intention, that ill intention of those people, etc., could make someone feel more hurt. But how about spiritual activism? Could he really pray against people 100%, to destroy people 100%, just for his own sake? What would he win if they get destroyed in that way? With fire. Okay, more than that. Did God fill their graves and their houses with fire? In Mecca, did they go? Listen, this is problem in the Aqidah. How could an answer, how could a prophetic prayer get not answered? Not get answered? It's impossible. Impossible. Just impossible. Just impossible. What happened after that? Amr ibn al-As, one of these graves, got resurrected. Guess what? Khalid bin Walid, the one who led that, came with fire, burning, loving. Woo. That was the last battle before the peace treaties. And their houses and their graves started thinking. And they came afwaja. And it was the Fatah. Even the grave of the graves, Abu Sufyan embraced Islam. According to a weak narration, but I'm ready to embrace it because it's better for me, because I'm not into anti-Sufyani or anti-Umayyad thing. Kut. No. I'm better to believe that Yazid was Muslim and that Abu Sufyan actually believed it, even if all the history tells me, no, who am I? I'm better to believe. I'd rather believe that they will be safe that day, because you do not want that for anyone. Seriously. You do not want that for anyone. Yes, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just going to say, adding to what Khairiya said when you first read it, and I was thinking about what that could mean. I was thinking that fire is also used for purification. So it was funny because I didn't know how that story ended until you made the connection. But when you're about to use a needle to pierce someone's ear, to whatever, you put it through fire to sanitize. It's a sanitizer. So that prayer could be taken as fill their homes and their graves with something that will sanitize them, that will purify them.
So we should never forget that the speaker is August, that the speaker is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because the same sentence, had it been said by Jamal Abdel Nasser, had it been said by Lego, had it been, we'll believe that they really mean it. You understand? We go back to Ibn Mas'ud. He told us he would stare before teaching hadith radiallahu anhu arda alayhi salam Allah. Sayyidina Ibn Mas'ud, and if you can imagine how Ibn Mas'ud was and how a class would feel in the presence of Ibn Mas'ud. And he will tell them, listen, I'm going to teach you about Rasulullah. And we would keep repeating Rasulullah until he cries, and he makes everyone cry. He said, please, whatever I tell you about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, think the best, the highest, the most proper. إذا حدثتكم عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فظنوا به الذي هو أنقى والذي هو أرقى والذي هو أتقى والذي هو أهيأ. 4 things. If I tell you something about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, please think of him. The highest, the most noble, the most appropriate, and the most befitting of a prophet. Not only a prophet with the highest responsibility, because no one will come after him. Khalas, he will have to set the humanity on the track of morality to the end of time. Could that reaction be befitting of someone with that mission? No. Even if it is halal, and then you will get this, but he was a human. And listen, a human, not a human. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. God is not a human. Muhammad is a human. Okay, Bismillah, I will take it from you. God, was he a human? God, does he do man? Okay, God is sending a man to be the final messenger with the mission to set the humanity on the track of morality to the end of times. I will just let you go and make your math and physics and use all what you have in your mind, if you have a brain, to tell me how that a human being must be. And khalas, and you will find the shamayl. I don't need to teach you anything. That's it. Let us not forget that he is the Prophet. In Tunisia, people shuyukh, will tell you, يحرق قلبك, to pray for you, not against you. My grandmother used to tell me that, and her prayer got answered. May God set fire in your heart. يحرق قلبك, يخلي دارك ويحرق قلبك. She would tell that. يخلي دارك ويحرق قلبك. May your house get destroyed, and may your heart get burned. And we know, so when she's so pleased with me, she will tell that. يخلي دارك ويحرق قلبك. And we understand it. May you never be in your comfort zone. May you never be contented with your comfort zone. May you always keep leaving your home for the sake of God. And I'm muhajir all my life. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. يحرق قلبك. May the prayer of my grandmother be answered. Continue to be answered. Ameen. How could this a human heart be like if there is no fire in it? I don't want to see myself one day in that comfort zone. Bismillah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, even in English, there's a similar thing, the idea of a burning heart, or like burning love, or something on fire.
What is that thing? What is that thing that we taught you last year? When a burning heart, when a burning loving heart engages a sound intellect, expect a miracle.
Or masterpiece.
So that's the same understanding for the other hadith that people are rallying against it. This hadith, this very famous one. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, هممت أن أخرج إلى قوم يتخلفون عن صلاة الفجر. هممت أن آمر فلانا أن يؤم الناس وأخرج إليهم فأحرق عليهم بيوتهم. I wished I could. I felt like, or هممت, I actually intended to tell so and so to lead the prayer, and go to the houses of these people who are not coming to the Fajr prayer and burn their houses on them. This hadith now is hadith number 1 in France. And these, because people are not comfortable to go to the masjid. Absolutely, it's snowing, it's cold. It's not Arabia, you know. لا صلاة رجال المسجد إلا المسجد, or neighbor of the masjid. Yes, it applies to Mubarak. Come on, how could you be more than? And actually he came one day with fire to his house. But what kind of fire? Which house and what fire? We understand that. Out of love, out of caring, out of concern. But the imams now are hiding that hadith, and because they found that there is da'af in it. It's less authentic. So please, let us, that's not the battlefield. The fiqh riwayah is not the battlefield. You'd rather accept everything. Accept it. You still have a brain to make interpretation. It's not the end of the game. Accept. We are ready to take a piece of garbage, and bring wisdom out of it, from it, let alone a hadith. Yes, absolutely. I could see the Prophet ﷺ saying that. I could actually hear his voice. And I saw him in myself. And I saw him in my shuyukh. I saw that, really, burning during the prayer. How could the people living right across the masjid feel contented? Or just making wudu, wiping on their socks after waking up? Not even making a full wudu and praying on a chair. Seriously. How could you sell yourself short? I could see that. It's not really, I'm going to burn, terrorize. No. It's a sort of speaking. You say it? It's a figure speech. Why didn't he do it then? If he intended really to do it physically like that, what stopped him from doing it? Do we have that? He did it well? No, he didn't. Why did? So it's sort of, he's telling you the description of the feeling. Just get out of that comfort zone, because the fire that is burning you, that is consuming your consciousness and your light, is stronger than God. You understand? Wake up in that way. Yes, the Shaykh and the brother, they wanted to say something. Start. Bismillah, go ahead. ما حبيت تقول شيء؟ رفعت يدك. الأخ حب يقول شيء. بسم الله، مرحبا. تفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله.
Yeah, actually, I have read something very similar to this subject today about the prophets, alayhim salatu wasalam, and their encouragement in the Holy Quran, and especially with the salat. ربي اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي. So through this muhadara, I have noticed something very similar in the Quran. If we look, always there is some similarity between Prophet ﷺ and other prophets.
Indeed.
And that's why.
How could they be different?
Yeah. In Surah Sad, as you know, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about Prophet Sulaiman عليه الصلاة والسلام. إذ عرض عليه بالعشي صافنات الجياد فقال ربي إني أحببت حب الخير
عن ذكر
ربي حتى توارت بالحجاب. Even al-khair, like some mufassirin, because in the Middle East there are people also, they write lam, but in their pronunciation they say ra.
Yeah, حب الخير, horses. Yes, go ahead.
So here also, when he missed the Asr prayer, according to the mufassirin, ردوها علي فطفق مسحا بالسوق والأعناق.
What's the meaning?
That bring back all these horses, and I want
what did he do?
So he wanted So here actually there are two different tafsir.
Okay.
One of them said, bring it to me, I'm very angry and I want
cut
to cut the legs and also fatafiqa like when you think prophets doing that. But other mufassirin, they say, no, bring it back, and he wants just to touch. Like this is very similar what you are talking about.
So absolutely, barakallahu feekum, hafizakumullah, absolutely. So we have Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam. So you know, when impulsive people, when religious impulsive people interpret the Quran or interpret the Hadith, they will project their personality on that. So I have this story of Sayyidina Sulaiman, and it's famous in the Kutub al-Hadith. So they tell you that Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, they brought the horses for him, and he used to love horses, enjoy horses, and he kept looking and examining horses until the sun set, and he missed his afternoon prayer. Then he got so he said, okay, you know what, let me punish myself and bring back the horses. And he started with his sword cutting their legs and cutting their necks. This tafsir is nothing less than a blasphemy. This is actually a blasphemy. This is what should be a blasphemy. If I become the ruler of Muslim, if someone there is making that tafsir, it's the death penalty. It's a blasphemy, because it is against the sifat al-wajib lil-anbiya. It goes right against the obligatory. It's exactly like saying God is 3 or 4. Say blasphemy. It's exactly like saying God is powerless. Because in the aqidah we have sifat wajib al-anbiya, we have sifat wajib lillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sifat wajib al-anbiya. You think, why would he? Not only killing them, not only slaughtering them, and the same Nabi who is telling us we have to slaughter the animals without making them feel the pain. Now he's cutting their legs? How? And some people, oh God, subhanAllah, he's so pious. So why? Because he got so disturbed because he missed Asr prayer. Seriously, that's piety. That's Aissa's piety. That's the Jahiliyyah piety. No, come on, please. Why would he? Why would the Prophet need that? It's very simple as that. And you know the story of his father is the same. Understand the son, understand the father. And through the story of Dawood and Sulaiman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and talking to the khulafa after him. The only prophet that was called Khalifa in the Quran is Sayyidina Dawood. Ya Dawood naj'alnaka fil ardi Khalifa. And that's the mafhum. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining mafhum, the notion of istikhlaf fil ard. Because a prophet is a man of God who has a burning heart, loving God, who wants to be in khalwa with God. But also they are people of jalwa, they have a responsibility. So they have to respond to the answer, to the call of the divine, but also respond to the need of their people. It's vertical and horizontal. And that's the symbolism of the cross. Or the tree. There is a vertical relationship and a horizontal relationship, and they have to be always there. And that's the balance. That's how I see the cross. That's why I never get angry when I see it on the church. I actually love it. Oh, beautiful. It's a tree. It's well rooted. You have to be vertically, you have a vertical relationship, transcendent relationship, but also you have to give. You are stand well rooted, but also you have to share. That's why yesterday the cross, why would I get offended seeing that? I love it as a symbol. That's how I understand. They don't understand that, let them. But that's what I understand. It's the same how I have my cross here. That's the tree. It's actually more beautiful, more complete. The cross, because they did not know how to draw trees, they made the cross. Now when we know it better, khalas, we have actually a beautiful tree. Bismillah, tree of life. Seriously, well rooted. أصلها ثابت وفرعها في السماء تؤتي أكلها كل حين على اليمين وعلى الشمال. Go باليدين. Take to the friend and take to the enemy. I'm ready, I'm open, I'm embracing, I'm giving. Bismillah. Don't get offended with the symbols of other people. Can just understand other things. So, Layla Allah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Khalifa, that's the Khilafah. Yes. We have Sayyidina Dawood, for example, in his mihrab. We spoke about this last year many times. Sayyidina Dawood in his mihrab, in his khalwa. It's time for God. You know that the balance, there is work for the day and work for the night. And when Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq gave the mission to Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab, he told him, Ya Umar, there is work for the day and work for the night. Don't leave the work of the day to the night. Don't do the work of the day in the night, during the night, and don't leave and don't procrastinate, don't push, don't delay the work of the night to the day. The work of the night is khalwa. The work of the day is jalwa. The work of the night is seclusion with God, is ibadah, and praying for people, inviting the mercy of Allah to them, and tad'u lahum. During the night, ud'u lahum. During the day, ud'uhum. During the night, pray for them. During the day, invite them. During the night, speak in their favor. Intercede for them. During the day, speak to them. And that's we have two surat, one after the other. Only two surat, they have the verb qum. They start with qum. Ya ayyuha al-muzammil, qum al-layla. That's the work of the night. To do what? To make istighfar. It ends actually, فَعَلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لِذَنْبِكَ. No, it ends with وَمَا تُقَدِّمُ لِأَنفُسِكُمْ لِخَيْرٍ تَجِدُوهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ هُوَ خَيْرٌ وَأَعْظَمُ أَجْرًا وَاسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهِ. That's what you do when you come. What is the tahajjud? The heart of the tahajjud is istighfar, مستغفرين بالأسحار. Seeking forgiveness, not only for yourself and for the humans. After that, the surah that comes after that, so that's the vertical. قُمُ اللَّيْلَ الْأَقَلِيَ أَيُّهَا الْمُزَمِّلُ. Now the horizontal, يَا أَيُّهَا الْمُدَّثِّرُ قُمْ فَأَنذِرْ. Stand up in the prayer in the night for the ibadah, and then stand up in the day to do what? Stand up early. Why? To listen to their needs and to cater for their needs, to be a Khalifa. Same for Sayyidina Sulaiman. Sulaiman, he was a friend of God. He has his time for ibadah. And they have the moment, they have the half an hour, 1 hour before the sunset, and the half an hour after the Fajr until the sunrise. That used to be Salatul Anbiya. And we know that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would never talk to people during this time, with few exceptions. It was his khalwa moments. That's Salatul Anbiya. They have these two moments, and that's the word that we give you. Actually, still the awrad of the dhikr. فسبح بحمد ربك قبل طلوع الشمس وقبل غروبها. And then ومن أنا الليل. So Sayyidina Sulaiman was doing, that was the time of his khalwa, but as a king, as a khalifa, he has to build his army, because he has that responsibility of defending his people against these tribes coming from everywhere to smash him, and he has the responsibility to go and liberate and free the people of Abyssinia and the people of Sheba and the people from the tyranny. He had that responsibility, so he needs army. It's part of the game. So when they brought the horses, he kept looking at them and making sure to, okay, this horse is for that. Take 100 horses to that caserne, to that clan or to that camp, and take 500 to that camp, and take this to that clan, because that's how the organic army used to be. They would leave people fight in their clans, in their families, with flags, so the banner of this and the banner of this, and they won't really uniform them and make them like brainwashed and nationalist and no. So until subhanallah, I did not see until the sun. Allah Akbar, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Now we can see that Shmeagol coming to go and kill them. Why would they kill them? What's their mistake? Poor creatures. He went, he prayed. then he got back and said, I'm not going to kill them. They don't have anything to do with this. And he gave them their right. And he spent more time, because before he was maybe stressed. I don't want to miss a prayer, don't want to miss a prayer. And you cannot give that thing it's right, you cannot give that thing it's right. And you look at the animals as just tools, but they have a right on you. What is the right of any creation on you? What is the right of any creation on us? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Bismillah. Okay. First. Okay, yes, what would be that justice? Number one in that justice. Before that, what is the first asset?
Rahmah.
Before that, what is their first need? Listen. Every single creation, including this cup, including this, by Allah, including this, including that, let alone animals, let alone humans, their first need is to be appreciated as godly manifestation. That's why Rasulullah ﷺ, when he looks at the moon, he will give him his need. Rabbi wa Rabbuk Allah. You conveyed the message. My friend, you conveyed the message. And that moon will become even more lit. You have to give things their right when you see God in them. That's the first right of things. The first right of خلق أن ترى فيها الحق، أن ترى فيها تجليات الحق. أول حقوق الخلق أن ترى فيها تجليات الحق. اكتبها هذه بماء الذهب ولا الفضة ولا اللي تحب انت. أول حقوق الخلق أن ترى فيها تجليات الحق. أول حقوق الخلق أن تشهد فيها تجليات الحق. أول حقوق الخلق أن تشهد فيها تجليات الحق. The first right of creation, of any creation, is to see in it the manifestation of the Creator. And go to the water and tell him, see the manifestation of the Creator in it. And tell him, water, I see God who brought you. And praise that water. Tell him thank you. And then drink it. And then you will feel healed just by that. I was in France, when I was in France last, I was hosted by people. They had two cats. So one cat's name was Isis. Okay. The other cat's name, they called him Ice. And you could see that Isis was more celebrated, and she was Isis, and she was actually acting like an Isis, like an Egyptian queen. Ice was doing things every day, everywhere, and was traumatized and unfriendly. And they wanted to call Ice. I told him, why that cat is, oh, he will never come. Actually, his name is Ice, he's cool. I told him, why did you call him Ice? He called, oh, seriously? I looked at the cat and told him, no, you're not Ice, you're Ami, your friend, and called him Ami. He looked like that, Ami. He ended up here. And now they tell me he's different. He's not the same anymore. From Ice to Ami, so change the name of Portia. Give her a name, give her a name. Please do before that girl is so. What's Portia? It means what, Portia? It doesn't see. It means what? Porsche means door. Porsche? Would I have port? Maybe. I have no idea. How about Proche? How about Proach? Procha. Call her Procha. She will be Proach. Huh? Seriously. No, seriously. Wallahi, seriously. And this is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One day they called him. They told him that horse, they had a black horse. They gave him the name of demon. difficult demon. They call him the name of Asir, or demon. And that horse was, they said, oh, that horse, Rasulullah asked, may I ride it? He said, no, no, Ya Rasulullah, is a demon. Said, he called the horse, no, you are not demon, you are an angel. You are not difficult, you are actually easy. And he started to call, easy, easy, easy. And Rasulullah ride or rode the horse, and Alhamdulillah gave them their horse, and please. He says, I only changed the name. No, this is a miracle. Rasulullah says, no, 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 I just changed the name. Appreciate God's creature. Wallah, I tell the roses, they live in some houses, not plants, roses cut. Wallahi, put them in some houses, they will stay there for 2 weeks. And put them in another house from the first night. Why? They are bought from the same florist, from the same flower shop. Wallahi, anything you appreciate it. Even shaykh. Allow the shaykh to be shaykh and you will see. You will see what he will be giving. Receive and you will see. الاستمداد على قدر الاستعداد. والله المدد على قدر المشهد. المدد على قدر المشهد. You will get proportionally to what you expect from anything. And there is this need in any creation to boast of the divine. They want to boast. Look at cats. They want to boast. They want to show you their beauty. Any creation, they want to show you how God loves them. How God made them beautiful. How God really took care of them. Don't take their right. Look at the crow and tell him, Subhanalladhi khalaqak, Rabbi wa Rabbuka Allah. The crow or crow? Crow? The crow. Don't listen to this superstitious things. Oh, it's one of the animals that you could kill because it is still, seriously? Some people believe like that? Why? Wallahi, crows, they come. In the beginning when I came to Quebec, I have never seen crows in my life. And then for the first time, and they come at my window and So in the beginning I understood that I'm So Shmigel came and told me, you see, you are you are disobeying your parents. Please, that's far-fetched. And then he came from the right, Shmigel telling me, my precious, don't get out of your room today, because something bad will happen to you. Astaghfirullah, Allahumma la tayra illa tayruk, la ilaha ghayruk. Go there. And so what? Actually, and then I heard Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling me, Farja al-basara karati. Could you just look at it again? Listen to it again. And then started, he said, and said, in my room, and khalas, and all the crows came with me, wallahi. Wallahi, by Allah, I'm telling you, at my window. I remember the room, Pavillon Moreau, room 201, and I had one day 10 crows. And I'm leading them like, and they, khalas, it became a hadra. Crazy Hamdi, you haven't witnessed that. For you. That was something. These were the days. You haven't seen anything in your life. And seriously. And the crows are with me, and I'm, wallahi, shaking with body. And so, and the crows with me, wallahi, al-wahid al-ahad in synchronized. Absolutely. 10 of them there. Loving God more than that. Spiritual intelligence. Absolutely.
They get together and they fly in these huge swarms just before Maghrib. And the scientists have no idea why they do it. And I'm like, of course, you know exactly.
It's ibadah, but no, actually, still, even though they have no idea, they will bring that stupid idea, tell you, okay, it's the female trying to seduce the male, or the male trying to seduce the female, but
no.
Tunnel vision. All what they see is sex. Sexualizing everything, even religion, even salat. So, you know what? Males make ruku'ah and leave females behind them to seduce them. Stupid. Stupid. Sexualizing everything about anything. No. They are actually having a Hajj pilgrimage ceremony. It's not all about sex. Why would penguins have to travel that far? It could be, their life could be much easier. Why? Why 6 months? Oh my Lord. Why? For the sake of, why would they go through that? All of that is sex. Why? Why would the peacock? The peacock. Why actually the peacock? In the Islamic and in the Hindu, it was a symbol that prophets use it. It's the name of Allah, Al-Zahir. Why would the peacock brag about his beauty in that way? Why? Oh, to seduce females, please stop. Okay, just for, does he jump on a female every time he does that? Do females actually come running to him when he does that? Every single creation on earth is thirsty to show you the truth, to show you God, and bragging and boasting of God. There is the ego boasting and there is the spirit boasting. You read one of the shuyukh, Sayyidi Ahmed Alawi, and tell, أنا ساقي الشراب والحضرة حضيرتي. Yallah. Oh, had I heard a narcissistic person like myself saying that, that's a problem. But Sayyidi Ahmed Alawi is saying that. He's not al-Suflawi, he's al-Alawi. So you have to understand it. وأن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال أنا سيد ولد آدم ولا فخر. And when you hear Jesus alayhi salam, I'm his son and he is my father and I belong to him and he belongs to me. And the one who wants to go to his way missing my door will never get there. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Let those who are searching for life, the way and the truth come to me. Bismillah. What's that? Truth. What is it? Boasting. Boasting. But a spiritual boasting. And it's beautiful. We call that dalal. It's even higher than jamal. We call that dalal. إني أبيت عند ربي يطعمني ويسقين. إني لست كهيئتكم. I'm not like you. What do you think? You're selling me short. Prophet ﷺ in his beauty, and you can imagine his face like that. You think of me, I go like that. I have another bedroom. I sleep in the presence of my Lord, feeding me and giving me to drink. Boasting of that. And if you want to boast of something, that's the only thing you could boast of. Boast of? That's it. Every single creation now is boasting of that. Now, if we appreciate it, it will give you its best. Seriously. Look at things like that. So at Dar Mu'ajir, we had this window, and 3 weeks ago, you listen to the mudakara, and the window was still there in the camera. So there is a window. Technically speaking, it was useless because it is under the deck. And there is another window. It's redundant. It's useless and redundant. The reason why, when we had the renovation of that basement for 3 stages. And at every time we have this contractor tell me, let me take off this window. You don't need it. It's just taking some air. Just please leave it. She's enjoying dhikr. The first contractor said the same thing. The second contractor said the same thing. The third contractor said the same thing. Until we got this generation of impatient people who are making dhikr. Said, it's hot. Okay, let us put an AC. The only place where we could put an AC is that window. So now Hamdi thinking, we'll have to remove that window and put the AC. It was a hard decision to make. Finally I said, we are taking that decision. take off that window and put the AC. And then the first time, since the beginning, by Allah, I thought, where that window go? I said, okay, I will just keep it in there. I won't throw it. I will have them. Then I send the message, when you take off the window, please, for the sake of God, do not crash it, do not smash it, treat it nicely, have the message. I sent them the message when I was in Tehran. Take off that window, put the AC. But when you take off the window, please save it. Honor it, cover it, and put it. Because in my mind, I wanted to put it in the museum. My museum, I don't care if people understand that language or not. I have my museum. Because that window, and there was, subhanAllah, I came back and I looked at the window and it was still in its place. And I looked at the window, it was, subhanAllah, wow, you're so strong. Wallahi al-wahid al-ahad. These conversations, some of the brothers witnessed that. I said, what are you talking to? I said, the window. I said, and the brother did not understand. Oh, I'm sorry, I delayed that because I was studying. I said, that's something else. That's not new, but I'm looking at this window, clinging to the wall of the Zawiyah. I went to Tarim, I came back, 2 of the brothers disappeared. And found it easy to desert such a gathering. But the window, no. And then, subhanAllah, and they kept delaying, and the AC guy kept delaying. And even I spoke to Sayyid Abd Jabbar, told him, please, they need an AC. He said, no, it's the end of the summer now. I will do it for you next year. I smiled, I said, khalas, the window is having another year. Subhanallah, clinging to life, clinging to the circle of dhikr. And wallahi, always I look at that window with that gaze. One day I was under that window. And on that window I put the green dome. And I was just making a mudhakara that nothing shook, nothing, the wall is like that. And I was talking, it was the night of me traveling, going to France. And the window just pushed the frame of the green dome right on my head. Subhanallah, just to put the dome on my head. So we understand each other and we pray and Wallah al-wahid al-ahad. Qasaman billah, crazy, not crazy, I have a more intimate relationship with some carpets than some humans, not because I do not want to have that intimate relationship with the humans, but some humans are more, they are impermeable to love and intimacy. Ala kulli hal. Listen, the story is not done yet. Now, I came back from Tehran. I found that the day before I was in Egypt, in Masjid al-Azhar, and I saw this sort of balcony, sort of they call it a sudda, basically a deck with wood under the dome. So you could actually take the stairs and go and pray on it. It's like a balcony inside the masjid. A mezzanine. Aywa, in the middle, a mezzanine with wood, beautiful. I looked at that, I looked at Shaykh Hamdi. I said, this is so beautiful. When we built the masjid, she said, we should make this. I saw her. And then you will pray in it like the queen. I was just, but in my heart I said, I wish I could do this actually, Dar Muhajir. If I'm making a high ceiling now with skylights, it would be great. And then I said, it would be very difficult for them to do it. Khalas, let us finish this stage of renovation, maybe one day we'll do it. I came back. I found a scaffold. Right in that place, I looked at the scaffold and said, this could be permanent, Lennox. I said, yes. Oh, that would be a great idea. Let me build it for you. Actually, it was needed, not only for the stability of the roof, subhanallah. Now he built it. Now while building that, why losing that space? It could be a room. Now we need a window for that room. I went and bought big bay window. Now he cannot put a window in that room because there is electricity behind. And then he came, I have bad news for you, Shaykh Hamdi. Told him what? And that very night, the night before, I gave him mudhakara about the window. And I said, some things, some objects in this zawiyah, they are more attached to the circle of dhikr than us. This window, this carpet. And they mentioned the window and the carpet. Bismillah. Now, you will see it. We'll see it online. The following morning, Lennox said, Shaykh Hamdi, I have to tell you, I have bad news for you, that you cannot place that window that you bought. Told him why? He said, actually we need 2 small size windows. And can replace them, we still need window, you still get light and air, one on the right, one on the left. Give him dimensions. SubhanAllah. My sister, you're so strong. So he's building my khalwa. Now that room is my khalwa. It's called Maryam room. The khalwa of Maryam, out of wood, small, on top of that, like a caban, inside the house. You'll come and see and get amazed of that. So we are building it with that intention to be the khalwa of Sayyidah Shahnaz and myself, there on top of the wood, etc. Says, SubhanAllah, my sister, you're so strong. You are getting there, right? You made it. The dimensions, I told him, go and measure that window. That's the dimension he needs. I told him, said Abu Jabba, said yes, we are taking off that window now, but placing it higher. So if it is missing this assembly, it's because it is going to a higher assembly. Now that window needs a friend. Why not another redundant and useless window, which is in my room, in my khalwa downstairs? Company? They say misery likes company. Happiness actually likes company. Happiness likes company. Misery does not like company. Happiness likes company, and then the 2 windows are there now. Alhamdulillah, done. How about the carpet? The carpet, you know the carpet of Dar Muhajir. So when did we put that carpet? When did you buy that carpet? 2012. 2011, before the visit of Habib Umar. 2010, the renovation of this area was done. Now, 8 years. 8 years. Okay. To find the same model of carpets, 8 years after, how big is the chance? How big are the chances? People, they change, right? Not alone, not that only. So we went to the first carpet store, and then he did not come on time, etc. Then I met someone and said, okay, actually, you remember you are the one who made the carpet for me downstairs? I said, yes. So, okay, Bismillah. I went to his place, and we were looking at carpets. He said, do you remember the carpet I put you? Is it this one? He said, well, I said, since that day, I have this much left, and no one bought anything of it. So like the carpet, like basically that was adjacent. So it was one piece, and it was cut like this, and the left, the balance, they call the balance, was left. Said, since that day, for 8 years, it is sitting there. I wanted to throw it many times. No one bought it, and it is there because it's smaller than, it doesn't fit. Said, let us, what, how much do you need? SubhanAllah, it's exactly. So we are having the same carpet upstairs. Happiness likes company. So that piece of carpet called its sister. Why do you want to prevent me from reading the history like this? It actually makes more sense like this. It doesn't make any sense otherwise. These are things we see. Appreciate things for who they are truly. Everything is boasting of the divine. And look at your sister, look at your brother. Only when you see the woman of God and the man of God, and in that child, look at them. Look at the Yahya in him. Look at the Maryam in her. Nurture with your eyes. Actually, we're not giving anything, but recognize the potential. Recognize, appreciate, and see God in these things, with these things, before and after. And then you will be giving the right for these things. Sidi Sami and Sidi Mahdi, they had a dog, a black dog. And they read somewhere that black dogs, they have to be killed and whatever. And they did not want to kill the dog because they loved the dog, but still they felt like, you know, they felt like, and now they are inviting me to their house. And they kept delaying actually inviting me to their house because the sheikh coming and they know their dog is so, it's an old dog and he will come and, so Sami inviting me, the mission of Mahdi was to make sure that the dog does not approach me. Going to the dog, and the dog, they put him, Malik, Malik. And the dog was forced to sit in the corner there like that. Now I'm coming, and for the first time I'm visiting, and they are a very nice family. They invited everyone to receive me, to honor that visit. Ruwaina was there, right? The first thing, I did not even say hello to Ruwaina or anyone else. Just I went straight to the dog. Felt that dog needs to be appreciated, to be recognized, and then I went, just subhanallah. For the first time in 4 years, that dog played ball that day. Played ball, happy, and then went to sleep. For the first time in ages, that dog would leave the guests alone and not make. He was so happy. I said, it's done. Appreciate things for who they are, and that's the secret. When you look at kid, he's not a doll. That's why kids are frustrated, Noor, okay? That's why Mu'adh is frustrated. You ruined him. Because absolutely, you have to acknowledge that. You and this society. When you take a kid and you play with him like a doll, they have rights on you to see them man of God and women of God. Look at them, tell them, Subhanallah, khalaqak. You are the inheritor of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Gaze at them with that. Look at them as Islamic projects, as godly and Muhammadan projects, and you will see, wallahi, they will reveal their secrets. But if you see them as a game, so now how do we do? We look at them as a game for the first, as dolls, for the first a few months, and after that you start looking at them as burden. Because I miss my class with Shaykh Hamdi. I miss my Friday halaqah. And since this kid came, it's preventing me from coming to the halaqah. And then we start seeing them as possession. My precious. You know, my daughter, I failed my life. I could not become a doctor. You will have to continue my life. Why would you? Why would she? Poor girl. Maybe she wants to become musician. Why does she have to become a doctor because you failed? It was your dream. Her dream is different. I came to namaz and religious life at the age of 50. Therefore, I have to force my kids to become hafiz alim, allama. Send them to madrasa. Why would you? It was your dream, okay? It's not too late for you. Go to madrasa now at the age of 50 and let your kids play. Seriously. Seriously. And after that, you start looking at them as and after that, they become burden again. And after that, they become enemies. And blame yourself. Don't blame anyone else. Because you missed your chance to look at them and nurture them with the gaze that you see them Muhammadan's kids, not yours. You facilitated their coming into this existence. You are allowed to enjoy their company. And you have the obligation to nurture and take care of them. But they don't belong to you, they belong to Allah and His Prophet. You are a caretaker. Now start looking at your children like this, and look at your child that he belongs or she belongs to Muhammad more than you. Even in your way of choosing the name and making everything, and do the sunnah of tahniq with that intention, and tell me, what would you see when they get old? Any human being, any creation, they need to be appreciated. And that's it. There is a secret in that. There is a secret in that. Why did you start all of this? Allahu Akbar. Huh? The horses. The horses of Sayyidina Sulaiman. So he brought back the horses. Sayyidina Sulaiman, he appreciated them for who they are. Because in the beginning he saw them as, actually I don't see the sun. Did God say anything about the sun in that verse? Did God say, حتى توارت الشمس بالحجاب? Huh? لغويا توارت ضمير يعود على من؟ على الخيول على الخيول على الخيول يا حبيبي. So the way I read it, very language allows me, not only allows me, it's more Why you are putting words in the mouth of God? So, the way I read it, horses came to Sulaiman. There is nothing about the Asr prayer or Tawarat bil-Shams. Why you are bringing Shams into the history? Well, what does the sun have to do in this history? Well, it's not even mentioned in the verse of the Quran. All what I see, and with the ضمائر, إذا جاء الضمير فيعود على آخر ما ذكر. The last thing mentioned that could be described by Tawarat bil-Hijab were the khuyul, the horses themselves. So, what happened? Look at this. I'm giving you this suggestion, and you have to accept it as at least a suggestion because it is possible. Not only possible, like Abasa wa Tawalla. Why Abasa wa Tawalla? Between brackets, the Prophet. Who told you? Who told you that it is he? Couldn't God say Abasa al-Nabiyyu wa Tawalla? Or Abasa ya Muhammad wa Tawallayt? He said Abasa wa Tawalla. And Ja'ahu. It could be the Prophet, and it's not befitting of His Majesty and of His prophecy. And it could be just the enemy, Abu Jahl, who was right there. And he got angry when the Prophet left him and went to the blind man. Why don't you take that? And you rush to that. So let's go back to Hatta Tawarat bil-Hijab and imagine the scene. Why couldn't that be if Hamdi, the mediocre believer, 1500 years after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the last prophet, could think that way with the window? Why couldn't Sulaiman alayhi salam, not Sulaiman le magnifique, Sulaiman le plus magnifique, the most magnificent and magnanimous and all of that, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam, Ibn Dawud alayhi salatu wassalam, the honorable son of the honorable, the most honorable, King of Kings. He's the King of Kings, the son of the Aryans. He's the one. He's the one befitting the line, not the Shah of Iran. The true Shah is Sulaiman alayhi salam. He's the true King of Kings and the son of the Aryans and the son of humanity, the son of God, S-U-N. Why couldn't he have that relationship with the horses? No. How did I read it? Wallahi, in the beginning, when I was reading Quran before I was forced to read tafsirs. I don't know why do you need to. Just read Arabic, learn Arabic, and then read Quran. And you'll get your own tafsir. It's easy. Why would you? I read Quran in the beginning. Wallahi al-wahid al-ahad, the way I understood it is like this. So they brought horses to Sulaiman. And he started counting them and treating them as instruments of war until the horses tawarat bil-hijab, until they took them away and until they got hidden. Khalas, they finalized their counting and and examined as instruments of war. Then the horses they went to their rooms, to their private the stables, tawarat bil-hijab. Then he felt, subhanAllah, I did not give them their right. Bring my brothers back. And then he started horse by horse, petting them on the neck. God bless you. God bless you, fighters. God bless you, warriors. God bless you. 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 Bless you. Blessed, 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 blessed. MashaAllah. Oh, look at you. Blessed one, blessed one, blessed one. Alhamdulillah. And the horses are boasting of the divine. That's how I read it. That's how I read it at 10-year-old. And that's how I read it. And that's how we'll read it. Thanks to my cats, who taught me how to see God in animals and obey God when they come and wake you up for tahajjud. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It happened since I was a child, still going on. Thanks to my cats, I'm here. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Right? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You want to prevent me from understanding it like that? You can't. Linguistically, scientifically, you know what? Not only I am right, actually, linguistically speaking, I'm sorry to say it, my tafsir is better than. It's closer. Where is the sun? Where was it mentioned? Why do you put the sun there? Until the sun tawarat bil hijab is actually, we don't say it in Arabic. Tawarat al-shams bil hijab. It's far-fetched.
There's no hijab that can bury the sun. It's not.
You understand? Why not Bilqis tawarat bil hijab? I don't understand. Why would you? You understand? خلاص. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. طيب. So whenever we talk to you, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Mas'ud telling you, whenever I mention and speak of prophets in your presence, of the Prophet ﷺ, فَظُنُّ بِهِ الَّذِي هُوَ أَنْقَى وَالَّذِي هُوَ أَتْقَى وَالَّذِي هُوَ أَرْقَى وَالَّذِي هُوَ أَهْيَأ. Think of him, what is best, what is most befitting, what is most pure, what is most high, what is most noble, what is most appropriate and most befitting. Alhamdulillah. وهكذا, we have to understand this. So this thing of the salat, شغلونا عن الصلاة, that's how I feel obliged. Not only I feel driven or drawn, motivated. No, I feel actually obliged to read it in that way. Again, what is the proof? Myself. I don't need to go far. If myself, in my mediocrity, I could get this meaning, how couldn't the Prophet ﷺ, the son of noble values, get less than that? And I can ask any human being, what is nicer? Khalas, so then the nicest belong to the nicest. Khalas. Actually, that would be but a drop of what it was actually, what it actually happened. It was even more beautiful and their intentions are higher. Deeper. More beautiful. How couldn't that be? We are but trees growing in their light. Alayhim as-salatu was-salam. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Barakallahu feekum, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you. So I don't want to start the hadith of the curtain. So I'm going to give you homework this time. I want you to go and see what was said about this curtain thing. And you will see how the madhab about this curtain thing. And after that, the hadith of yutilu salat, that's known, that's very easy to, but also even that one. And just take the hadith of the curtain for homework. Yakfi khalas. And then next Friday, inshallah, when we meet, we'll talk about the story of the curtain and the story of getting upset with Mu'adh because he led the Sahaba and he got very long in the salat, and getting upset with people who were insisting that he comes and prays tahajjud with them in Ramadan. Khalas, we need to correct our language when we talk about the Prophet ﷺ, and correct our paradigms when we think of the Prophet ﷺ, and correct our emotions when we may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us, bless you. Sorry for delaying you. Inshallah, may you understand this, may you celebrate this, and may you carry on, and may you make something out of this. You want to be consumers, it's your choice. You want to be investors, this is the best market. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Many people need to hear this. Many people are in need to hear this. This is the message. I'm boasting now. Don't want to appreciate me, I appreciate myself. You don't want to see this knowledge, I know it. You don't know who I am, I know who I am. I don't need anyone. But you want to see more, appreciate what you are listening to and celebrate it. It's not befitting of someone listening to these gems. And I say them with all modesty, with humility. There is nothing better than this in the market today. This is it. Wallahi, in modesty and humility. Alhamdulillah, Bismillah, we are in family, I'm bragging. I'm boasting, not of myself. My Lord. يا أيها الناس علمنا منطق الطير وأوتينا من كل شيء. هذا من فضل الله علينا وعلى الناس ولكن أكثر الناس لا يشكرون. This is the language of our time, and we have the keys. You want to open the doors, come, but really celebrate. Celebrate, and we are not alone on this. See, when Ansa Tamara came, she just repeated what you've been listening to all your life. Did she bring anything in you? And I bet you if you find anyone who gives you something in you. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So confirmation, yes. Coming from ancestral source, yes. But it's the same. This is the language of this time. This is what will save our children from atheism. This is what will reconcile people with their faith. This is what will reconcile people with the Quran and with their Prophet. That's the mission given to us. And that's the mission that is proposed and exposed to you. You want to take your share, Bismillah. It's very easy. Start really celebrating this. Start making good, beautiful summaries, befitting of students of knowledge. And remember, especially Sidi Stefan, that mudakara on the bench near the park of the old Zawiya, when I told you in all love that the secret was never in the teaching, it is always in the studentship. Studentship. What makes the difference between Umar and Ali? The quality of their students. The quality of the student is what makes the difference. Please, please, spend with us days and nights, and after that you don't even make a video talking, witnessing. People, they come from far away and they fall in love and they find you really gloomy, grumbu. Why would that? Why would that be? Why? How could that be? How couldn't you be the happiest people on earth listening to this and giving the keys and giving the solutions for the most complicated questions? How couldn't you be the most convinced, the most happy people after witnessing something like last night? Have you seen Islam being presented in that way before? Seriously, no, tell me. Let me know. Have you seen more beautiful conviction, convincing? Have you seen something? Subhanallah. So, have you seen a mosque more beautiful than this? Have you seen? Seriously. You got the language, you got the project, you got the approach, you got the paradigm. Please, celebrate. Celebrate. Don't stay in your tenebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate. Write articles. It's for you to write. It's for you to write. What you have learned tonight. Only have maybe few crazy people who are following us online from the beginning to the end, if any. And fewer, even crazy people who will actually watch this YouTube for 3 hours. But if you write something, Sidi, lalla, if you go and you have the English and you master, if you go and write articles, from this night, you can write 10 articles, 10 good articles, and go and post them. And you can start, all of you start blogging. This is what I have learned from the Rawda Institute. This is what I have learned. مفاهيم يجب أن تصحح. Misunderstandings that needs to be corrected, and start that movement. All of you could write. Write one thing at least. Do something at least. If you cannot write at that, but don't invite people to come to the halaqah. Not with empty shells like, oh, Shaykh Hamdi is the best teacher ever. No one will listen to that. They will think you are a cult. Mafhum khairiyya. Don't talk like that. That's not the way we talk to people or approach people. They will scare them like that. You are not serving us in that way. Tell people something that they could relate to. Tell them I had this misunderstanding all my life, and just in a very easy language until I went to that halaqah. I always had that problem. Have you seen something more beautiful than the Shahada declaration of today? Have you seen in your life Shahada declaration like that? Seriously. Why that's not live online, Sidi? Why that's not online, Sidi? Who told you? Did they tell you it's our private thing, don't put it online? Ajib. Couldn't you see? Ajib. Have you seen a better wedding ceremony? Nikah. I mean, even the word is ugly. The nikah. What is it? It's marriage ceremony. Have you seen better marriage ceremony? Then this one, Ajib. Imagine non-Muslims watching it. Have you seen the universal language? Have you seen every single word with focus and detail? I'm boasting, not of myself, of my Lord who taught me, and my teachers who gave me. I'm boasting. وَحُقَّ لِي وَحُقَّ لِي. And I will boast. Bismillah. May you understand that. May you take it. May you celebrate it seriously. Seriously. Please take and share. People are in need to see that, to get reconciled. You get that. Actually, people, they come to you. They come to you. Oh, this is beautiful. People are needy. People need that. People need that. People need what we are doing. People need what we are explaining, but we are not reaching. We have to reach. We have to do it in a beautiful way, in clean and clear way. It's your job now. Go and write articles. And they see you on your Facebook page, you are sharing everything and nothing. Why couldn't you just start a blog like what I have learned from Shaykh so and so, or what I have learned at the Rawda Institute, what I'm learning, what I have learned from folks, it's a journey, and start this thing. Every week you write something and let people. When you speak, people actually will see. Oh, if they have a problem with me or Shahnaz, they don't have a problem with you. They will actually, they're more inclined to read what you have written, and that will speak to them more. Oh, seriously, this is great. Start it. What are you waiting for? I had this confusion and I asked this question to my teacher and this was the response. As simple as that. As simple as that. كونوا شهداء للحق قوامين بالقسط شهداء للحق. Be witnesses. Be Jehovah Witnesses. Be witnesses. Really. لا تكتموا الشهادة ومن يكتمها فإنه آثم قلبه. You are witnessing this beauty, you are witnessing this wisdom, you are witnessing this energy. How could you just keep it for yourself? Seriously. لجام من نار. Be careful. Be careful, Sayyidi. When I tell you to write, it's your obligation to do it. ومن يكتمها فإنه آثم قلبه. You have witnessed things and people who respect you. They are writing things against us, and it takes only a paragraph from you to dismantle all of that. And still you don't write it? How do you want me to believe that you are my friend? I do believe, because I'm innocent. But how are you going to argue in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? وَلَا تُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. He will ask you about all of this. This is the na'im. He will ask you about all of this. كونوا شهداء. Be witnesses. Share. This is the compassion that you need to share. You have to share. Share. Bismillah, go ahead. Give her the mic. Bismillah. Bismillah.
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
I'm more interested.
She can get the mic. Yeah.
Sorry, it's more of a question for you.
Yes.
I came upon this place maybe right before Ramadan, alhamdulillah. I've been kind of quietly eyeing it from, I'm sorry, but
no, don't film him. Don't film him, yes.
I've been eyeing this place for maybe a couple of years, a little bit hesitant about coming in because I was like, what's all this about? But then when I actually came, I was like, subhanAllah, what a gem. I was so excited to really spread the word about Roda and about the halakas, and particularly with my group of friends who maybe belong to larger mosques. And a real roadblock that I'm encountering that I don't know how to get over is the pushback about certain things not being Islamic, or the minute that I say Roda, the conversation is shut down, or the minute that I talk about a halaqah by Shaykh Hamdi or yourself or Auntie Shahnaz, it's kind of, I don't know how to overcome that roadblock because it seems like, oh, it's a Sufi mosque, it's not Islamic. And even I was in a WhatsApp group with some convert sisters, and I was like, please, check out this place. It's incredible. It's Islam without the confines of cultural bias. It's incredible. Really welcoming to converts. And from one of the elder sisters, it was, no, be careful because mainstream or Muslims don't consider this Islamic. And so it's a real roadblock that I'm encountering, not for lack of trying, but I just don't know how to.
I will give you one sentence. Tell them, seekers of truth should never fear. Tell them, I used to think like you. It took me time to come. And then listen. And tell your sister, why would you fear? Seekers of truth. You tell them, the mosque is filled with people who used to think like you. Tell them, it's true. The mosque is filled with people who used to think like yourself. And the seekers of truth will never fear, because they know that God will protect their faith. Go and try it, and then judge. Go and talk. Have you talked? Have you spoken to these people? Have you spoken to them? Have you talked to them? You understand? Just sit. And you are al-a'lawn. And you are above, you are higher. You know that these people are coming from above. Assalamu alaikum, habibti, marhaba. You are coming from above. You know that these people are coming from above. You know, it's actually, go to them with spiritual activism. Also, don't get to the comfort zone, because many people here who were like that, but as soon as they come here, they make the first conversation, the first attempt, and after that, oh, them. You were like them. Khalas, and we get into this comfort zone, us versus them. No, please. And then khalas, okay? And you think you are helping us like that? Never. Never. We are not a cult, it's not an identity here. They are not them, they are you before. كَذَلِكَ كُنْتُمْ فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ. Like that you were, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed you His grace. So that's it. Stay with that feeling of love and compassion towards them, with strong conviction, strong conviction that this is it. How could this be wrong? How could this be wrong? How could this be wrong? I know the fruits. Could the one who did not see the light convince the one who actually saw, not only walked in the light, but actually saw the fruits coming out of the tree because of the light? Could the first convince the latter that there is no light? Doesn't make any sense. Stay where you are, stay convinced. Stay convinced. Make the cure, celebrate this, and don't worry, one day, this will be the standard. One day, this will be the standard. One day, this institution will be delivering certificates recognized by Carleton, by University of Ottawa, by Harvard, and you will see this. And it will take only a few years. One day, this will be the standard of Islamic teaching. One day, all the imams of Canada will have to study here. Not because of politicians, but because they want to. Because there will be an awakening, and they will understand that this is the currency of the time. One day, this will be the currency. One day. Just start. Start and celebrate that you are in the beginning of it. And that's it. How couldn't that become?
I was genuinely shocked. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you don't understand. Like,
Yes.
So I wasn't sure if it was.
So now, just stay compassionate towards them. Don't listen to their critics. Stay compassionate towards them. Please just try it for yourself and give them rational arguments. Rational arguments. Try it, rational arguments. I had this confusion and I had this misunderstanding, and tonight, give them rational arguments. Go to the videos. Take parts that really speak to you and spoke to you and would speak to them, and then celebrate them and share them, and then stay in your place and continue your jihad until one day they will. But those people are, those people are doing like whom? They're doing like that old lady in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there is this story. There was an old lady in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she was carrying a heavy, not garbage, actually, wood, a heavy load of wood on her back. And then Rasulullah saw her, and she was blind. And he went to her and he took that heavy thing from her back, and until she went home miles away. Now she is at her. He made sure that she rests, and he washed her feet, and he told her, stay blessed, mother. She told him, my son, I have nothing to give you. She was crying. She was really sincere. I have nothing to give you. If I have something to give you, it's a warning. Because I don't find more precious advice to give to people today. He said, please, mother, warn me. She told him, there is this magician in Mecca, this sorcerer in Mecca, this liar in Mecca, brainwashing youth. Don't come close to him. He took my son from me. And she was the mother of one companion. He took my son from me. I raised my son. So that magician took him from me, took him away from me. He became different. He became so different. And then finally he just left me. And so who is your son, mother? Your son is actually greeting you. Your son did not come back to you because he died. It's not because he deserted you. But no one knew your address to tell you, mother. Do you know my son? Yes. Actually, who are you? I'm Muhammad. Khalas. It only takes that. But let them come for that encounter. It only takes a meeting, a true meeting, genuine meeting. And it will happen. People will take their time. Marhaba, and you do not pretend to, all what we, at least, but what we want to force, really, what we want to enforce is not our understanding. What we want to enforce is understanding. At least know that we are in a time of brainstorming. At least give me the credit that I'm looking for solutions. And I might have some answers. Or at least I might raise the right questions. So now, the organizations who are fighting against us in Montreal, every time we organize something, they do the same thing. So now we invited Aissa and Female Scholarship. They made their campaign, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go. Today, in Khadija Center for Women, they're inviting all these girls and from Ottawa, from everywhere, etc., for Female Scholarship. Bring your scholars. So why don't you be fair enough? Bring your scholars and get our magicians. If you think that Aissa and Sada Shinaz are magicians, okay, do like Fir'aun, do like Musa, be courageous, be brave enough. Bring your prophets and let us bring our magicians and we'll see. But they don't. Let people see. They don't. They lied. Aissa Tamara, they made her. They wrote ugly things against Aissa Tamara, ugly things against Sada Shinaz, ugly things against me, ugly things against Florizon, everything. They made us. All the ugly things. God to protect you and protect your ears. But subhanallah. And khalas, following week, now they have, they made it today, I think, or tomorrow, or this Saturday, coming Saturday, for Female Scholarship. Who they are bringing, I don't want to mention names, but they are not scholars, journalists. They are bringing journalists from Ottawa. Every year she wants to commit suicide. Is she a scholar? She's my sister, I love her. How could you bring that person to compete with scholars? Herself, she did not call herself a scholar. They are bringing an artist, making geometry. Is she a scholar? Seriously. She's one of our students, actually, if she wants to be. And that would be the best noble title, the highest title I could describe her with. If she wants, if she accepts it, otherwise she's nothing and no one. In the map, on the map. Clearly, sharp, short like this. They're bringing, what are your scholars? Wallahi, had they brought Ingrid Mattson, at least an academic, at least, seriously, had they brought, what's her name? Karen Armstrong, huh? At least an academic, huh? Who's inviting her? You see? You see? Same thing. Yeah, marhaba. I'm very excited as well. Wow. But, you see, you don't see the link? We invite this, they invite that. They boycott this. You go to the simple auditorium. I was holding myself from fainting. The auditorium was empty. Only us were there. Whoa, I was listening to Aissa and say, hey, yeah, Ottawa, sleepy people, stupid people, ugly people. What happened to you? Well, I felt that feeling. Really, I want to take some fire and go to the homes of people. Come and listen. Do you have someone like Aissa today? Speaking with all my respect to Colonel Armstrong. She's an academic. She's a woman of God, but she's an academic. With all my respect to Dr. Ingrid Mattson. Seriously, I have listened to this and this. Seriously. The only one who could really compete with Aissa or come close to her is Shahnaz Karim. This isn't all to be neutral. This is objective. Objective. Seriously. What is that fire? What is that thing? What is that transformation? We see the fruits. We judge a tree by its fruits. They boycott that and they do the same thing. Same. Even some institutions, traditional institutions in Toronto, they are doing the same thing. They see what the Rhoda Institute does and they make a seminar about it. They are more powerful and they have media and they have things. Alhamdulillah, beautiful. I'm happy. I'm happy. At least they are taking the questions from us. Because answering the right question is a good beginning. Asking the right questions is a good, barakallahu feekum, is a good beginning. At least, if you don't want to get the answer from me, at least get the question. At least understand that we need to change a few things. At least understand that, at least, we need different approaches. I mean, I take from lesbians, I take from gays, I take from homosexual people, I take from anyone, I take from any group who is trying to give something. If I don't take the answer, I will never take that answer. I am against the feminist discourse, the modern feminist discourse. And I won't buy into the transgender, I won't buy into gays, I won't buy into that. But they have the right to speak. And if I don't take the answer from them, at least I take the question. There is something that made them speak. There is something that made them feel the need to start their own mosque. There is a pain there. I have to acknowledge it. I have to admit that there is something going on. I mean, don't be that stupid. If you don't want to take the answer from someone, at least recognize the problem that they are trying to find an answer to. You might not agree with the answer that they came with. Just find a better answer. But don't just, throw the whole thing and say, no, there is no, why? There is no issue? There is no issue with women? So these sisters starting Salat al-Eid with a woman imam and laughing. And I see some brothers sending me videos and, astaghfirullah. What is this astaghfirullah about? You find this woman with no hijab praying and some man praying behind her. Why would that be so insulting? Why would that be so immoral? Just brain, let the brain, before the naql, let the aql. Why would the aql of a balanced human being see that abnormal? Had I have a text, had I have a proof that could be possible, I would be very honored to pray behind someone like Aissa Tamra. In all honesty. Sometimes I feel more, sometimes I lead Shahnaz in prayer and in my intention she's the leader, she's the imam. I'm thinking of something and I hear her sniffing behind. Who is the true imam, seriously? Seriously? I would be more than honored to pray behind my mother. Actually more than praying behind my father. I know both of them. Just I don't have that. Just khalas, you know what? I don't want to go the legal thing. Maybe legally speaking, you could find arguments, but I'm not a jurist and I don't want to be. Actually, I was, but I don't want to be anymore. Because I don't believe that the solution is there. And we are not in need of tajdeed ahkam today, we are in need of tajdeed ihkam. We are not in need of bringing new rules. That's not the crisis. It's not a crisis of rules. It's not a legal crisis actually that we have in Islam. It's a faith crisis. It's ihkam crisis that we need. Bismillah. So why would the aql find that very disappointing? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Now from the naql perspective, we don't have any, I don't want to go there. Maybe they find some arguments, but you know what? Why would I shock the people? Finding that solution, with that solution, but in the same time, I hear loud and clear why my sisters felt the need to go to that extreme. At least I have to bow in their presence and tell, thank you. You made me aware that there is a crisis. I cannot keep dormant in my comfort zone, and being so shocked when a woman dares to come to the masjid from the man's door. When my sisters are losing their faith, and these sisters are spiritual, are activists, spiritual, egotistical. I have no way to judge them. I don't know them, but at least they are activists. They are active. They are looking for a solution, Sidi. Because we have a problem. There is a problem. You see what you see in Canada. It is nothing compared to what you see in France. In France, cages. Typically, wallahi, cages, a zoo. The women place to pray, a zoo. A zoo is cleaner. A zoo is more quiet. A zoo is more decent. How couldn't I give the credit at least to these people? Wow, there is a problem here. We live in a brainstorming time. At least I give them, من اجتهد وأصاب له أجران اجتهد ولم يصب فله أجر واحد. I give them the credit of ijtihad. Why would I be so poisonous, criticizing so and so, and Shaykh Khalid bin Tunis, for example, for allowing that to happen in his group? You know what? He made an ijtihad. At least I don't take the answer from him. I don't feel the need. I did not feel the need, but I felt the need to remove this ugly thing. I felt the need. I felt the need to make this setting. This could be a middle thing, couldn't it? I felt the need to make that jam, to push her away of her comfort zone. And do we have to go that Shanaz will give the khutbah of Jumu'ah? Wallahi, she will give better khutbah than mine. Qasaman billah. Do I need to go that far? No, I think I don't. It's not, the need is not justified. Now, going that far, you see, like he said, for the right length of time, the right thing for the right length of time, also doing the right thing for the right extent. For the right extent. I feel that response would be extremist. Making Shanaz lead Dhuhr and Asr and myself lead Maghrib and Isha or something like that, it would be an extremist answer. Just from aql perspective. Now when we take the naql, it never happened in the history. Why would we be? Why would we be the first things? Yes, we had Sayyidina Fisa teaching, men and women, Bismillah. Khalas, let us carry on that legacy, let us revive that legacy. Yes, we had Rabi al-Adawi, but we did not have Rabi al-Adawi praying, leading the salat, but she was leading from behind. She would tell her slave to lead the salat. Sayyida Aisha, he was her slave. Who was the true Imam? Sayyida Aisha was the true Imam. Spiritually speaking, who was the inheritor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our mother Fatima alayhi salam, she was the teacher of Ali. For 6 months, spiritual retreat. She forced him to say, I'm dying, I have only 6 months to spend with you. I took this much from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he took this much. Let me finish your tarbiyah. And she stayed home finishing his tarbiyah for 6 months. She did not have to go and take off her veil and speak to people. No. And don't listen to that fake story of she went into Abu Bakr and trying to my piece of land. Seriously? Ala kulli hal. I could keep talking until Fajr. It's already 10 to 11. God bless you. These people are thinking that you are ETs. These people, they think that you are so great listening. And you are indeed. Thank you for being patient and thank you for keeping patient. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us and you the true sabr, the true musabara. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, asbiru wa sabiru wa rabitu wa taqullaha la'allakum tuflihun. May Allah give us the active sabr and be patient and keep compassionate with people, keep patient with people. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah, they will see the benefit. One at each time and keep at your place, but do it and don't get to the comfort zone. This is it. So Noor, keep talking to your friends, Hiba, keep talking to your friends, etc. But otherwise, listen, if you don't share, you will stale. It will go stale like the water. Keep sharing and don't worry. Tell them why. Question that attitude. They will boycott you, let them boycott you. Don't boycott them. Don't boycott them. One day they will see it. When she will remove her hijab and get into this faith crisis, I want to commit suicide, she won't find any other masjid to seek counseling in, except in this. But I want her to find, not Shaykh Hamdi bin Aissa, run to Shaykh Hamdi bin Aissa to counsel you. I want her to run to you. I want her to find you with all the answers. And I want her to find that 5 years ago, we were in the same place. But now, 5 years down the road, my friend is a counselor and I have a faith crisis and I'm removing my hijab and removing my thing and thinking of getting married to transgender. I got activists, and you know the stories. It's not criticizing them. I feel so sad when I see that. Spiritual leaders, so-called religious leaders in Quebec or even in Ottawa here. What happened? What happened? Why? Why that far? Why? Why? Because why? We know why. We know why. Because the only mobile that they had, the only drive that they had was passion. And khalas, it takes that passion, what that passion goes, evaporates and nothing else. It's not knowledge, it's not. Because when the passion goes, at least you have the knowledge, you need to have the conviction and you have to have the ground, anchor. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us and you inshallah the tawfiq to be anchored in the land of faith and the land of certitude, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us and do the tawfiq. Ameen ya arhamar rahimin rabbil alamin, to celebrate this and to really serve this and to not stop it. Because if we take this as a comfort zone, and this is also the problem, subhanallah, many brothers and sisters, they come and the first halaqah I got all my answers, and then they come and then they expect this community to breastfeed them, they expect this community to babysit them, they expect this community to solve all their problems, they expect the community to find her a husband, they expect the community to find him a wife, they expect the community to treat everything, they expect. For sure, you'll be disappointed. First of all, we are not a community. Have I said you? We are a nice crowd of people. We are beautiful. We are a small-scale model of a community. We are a beautiful crowd of people. We have yet to become a community. Come, whoever you are, and let us become a community together. Now we are community. We are community. We are not there yet. We are not unity there. We are like unity. Let us become a community one day, inshallah, with the communion. And subhanallah. And then they forget everything and they become angry. And with that anger of disappointment, for things we have never promised. Have I promised you that come here, we'll find you a husband? Come here, we'll find you a wife? Come here, we'll breastfeed you? Come here, we'll make you we'll find you a house, we'll visit you every time you get sick. When you start sniffing, we'll come and visit you, all of us, and with our flowers and soups and chicken soups. And have I said that? Am I receiving that myself? Alhamdulillah, lately, yes, but Shahna's not yet. But so, you know what? Alhamdulillah, may it be generalized. That compassion, and everyone is bringing me the Oregon and things. Alhamdulillah, I feel so loved and pampered. I'm so happy. It hasn't been the case last year. This is new. It's a progress. Inshallah, may it be, maybe that get extended to Shahnaz, and after that to everyone in this community, inshallah. And then one day, inshallah, one day, inshallah. But if you come to this community expecting everyone to think right, everyone to know how to answer, everyone to answer to your WhatsApp message immediately, seriously, I'm sorry, we are still. No, please, come and help us doing so. We are not there. Some people, they got upset at me because I did not answer their emails. You know, I don't even know how to access to my email. I don't even have the password. I'm still waiting for CD Fairs to correct a thing for me. For 9 months now. 9 months now. May God bless CD Fairs. Seriously. If you send me an email to Sanad Collective thing, I don't know how to access that. I don't know. Sidi Mbarak, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. All what I get is a notice that I received an email and I don't know how to get to it. Well, how could I answer my email? Answering my Facebook messages, you know how many I receive per day? People that get so excited, listen to this class, and then after that they go, oh. Some people that got upset because the Facebook halaqah of last year did not become YouTube yet. You know what? We have this Elias and he's little like this and he's, you know what? How could we do better? Seriously. Expecting us to find solutions for everything and yeah, I came with many dreams, but that community did not listen to me and my needs. And no. At least give us the credit of giving you the right answer. Remain with that first excitement. That's not enough. I did not tell you that we are a community, but what I told you that we have the answers. We have the answers and we have the project and we have the potential. And I repeat it again. I'm not selling community project here to come and build your house and buy your house and we'll be the happiest person here and let us build the zoo of Sufis. No. And you'll be the monkey Sufi and there'll be the elephant Sufi and the lion actually Sufi and he will be the wolf Sufi from Afghanistan, they have wolves, and he will be the tiger Sufi coming from Libya and he will be the camel Sufi coming from Lebanon. No, seriously. No. That's not what I told you. I'm not into that. I'm not buying into that game. Don't want a zoo of Sufis here, okay? And from time to time get into Hadra and start hay. No, that's not what I want. I want hayatan tas'a. I want hayya now, I don't want hay. I want hayatan tas'a. I want to see the dragon within everyone to come back to life and shine. Wide, far and wide. That's what I'm looking for. Bismillah, Ameen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. La ilaha illallah. I want that serpent, the true one, be in the heart of each one of you, personality of each one of you, to come out and talqaf ma sana'u. And start eating the batons, start eating the sticks, devouring the sticks of the magicians, of their magic, and telling them who has the life coming from God and who has the fake life coming from illusion. That's what I want. I have that dream and I'm praying for it, that down the road, inshallah, in 2 years maximum, inshallah, we have like every single one who's present in this halaqah is a counselor, a true counselor, full with compassion, of wisdom, knowing how to care, knowing how to share. And this will be the refuge for people to find the answers and to find the care and to find the share. And yes, to build a community, inshallah, together. Knowing that community is a project to invest, as an opportunity for investment. It's not a Friday, a Black Friday. Community, Sanad Collective is not a Black Friday. To when we sell ourselves short and give you with discount. Come and take a community with discount. 50%. Community is 50%. No. It's not to join the قال سابقة وجرية وما تاكلش سبول. Like the Tunisian said, I want her fast. I want her first in the competition. They told him buy a horse. I said, I want my horse to be fast, first in the competition, and doesn't eat. So people who want to this community, they want her سابقة وجرية وما تاكلش سبول. I want her fast, they want them, and then they don't ask anything from me. I want to get depressed 4 times per year. I want to get depressed. I want to enjoy my depression. Seriously? Get out! Shame on you. Get out of your bed. And if your bad habit and addiction to that low level of you have no right to be depressed. No right. There is no human right called depression. No. Might feel depressed, but live it. Come out. We are soldiers. Come on. Get out and start doing things and you will see. You know, this depression is like these some sicknesses. The more time you give them, the more they stay with you. Seriously. You buy into the game of that, the khalas will take it. Huh? The more time you give, just fight it. I'm healed in the name of God, and stand up. Stand up. Stand up and subhanallah, embrace God, and He will give you something that will heal you in the same day. In the same day. God bless you all. Bless us all. This is not spiritual abuse, by the way. No. Inshallah. Yeah. May Allah bless you and bless us all. And yes, if you have any critique, please also share it. We are flexible and we change. And many things, we change it. And we are ready to change our position. And we are ready to move forward, and we are ready to change perspective. And why not? If you think that this is spiritual abuse, let me know and I will accept it maybe one day if I am. Alhamdulillah, at least. But may Allah bless you. Allah bless you all. Thank you for listening to this whining again and again. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you all, give you the best of this life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the coming of our sister Hamida. They're still looking for another name starting with S. Sawsan maybe Hamida. Or Sumayya Hamida. Sumayya actually starts with S. Sidi Ahmed. Go ahead. Bismillah. Or actually I will have to stop, otherwise every name I will put, some people will just filter it. Khalas. We'll give them this, Soleil is good. Soleil Shams. Soleil Hamid. Bismillah. Go ahead. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you inshallah the tawfiq. May Allah bless the coming of our sister Hamida. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make her Hamida Majida, Sa'ida. Inshallah. May she live Sa'ida. May she die Shahida. May she get resurrected inshallah. Sa'ida inshallah. With our mother Sa'ida and our grandmother Sa'ida. Our mother Fatima and our mother Khadija and the Ummahat al-Mu'minat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our brothers and sisters. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our children and bless your children and bless your cats, bless your dogs, bless everything you have, bless everything He blessed you with. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your homes, bless your houses, bless your intentions, bless your thoughts, bless your moments, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you tremendously, widely. Ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give our teacher Sada Shahnaz tawfiq in this spiritual retreat, rifqa retreat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give her the genuine rifq, inshallah, that she could actually accompany these young ladies with, and may they grow in the light of her teaching. Ameen. May she grow also, may she come back to us more healthy and stronger and healthier and with broader perspective and more wisdom and more love, and may she and more hopeful, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it a means for her to renew her hope in us and not give up on us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this parliament of religions occasion an opportunity for us, inshallah, and true, and may we live it, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and bless that occasion for us, and may we shine truly and fully. May the full moon show through us, may the full sun shine through us, may they see the word of the haqq loud and clear, may they get out of all doubt, beyond the smallest doubt, that that's the truth and that's the haqq. May they see the religion of the haqq shining through us and in our attitude. May they see, may at least those who are seeing, who think that Muslims are demons, may at least they get to the level to see Muslims as humans. And may those who see Muslims as humans get at least to the level to see Muslims are actually faithful and good humans. And may those who are already there get at least to see that Muslims are actually the right model to follow. And may those who are there get at least to the level that that's the path, and that's the way, and that's the life, the path of Jesus, the path of Musa, the path of Aissa, the path of Ibrahim, the path of Noah. Ameen. The path of God subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen. May each and every brother and sister who are in that booth, may they keep conscious of this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and them with deep beautiful intentions, deep consciousness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you to keep praying for us, and inshallah may we find the benefit and the fruits of that prayer. May we feel it in every word we say, in every word we speak. May it show on us. Ameen, 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 ameen. May Allah bless this community, bless these intentions, bless tonight, and bless every night, and give us the tawfiq inshallah to speak the words of truth. رب ادخلنا مدخل صدق واخرجنا مخرج صدق واجعلنا من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. الله الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله عليه وسلم على آله.
ربي صلي على النبي شفيعنا أحمد. الله صلي ربي على النبي مولانا